and black and legally. You put your fists up to being African American. How much history you went through for that to make some sense? I've been on Turtle Island 10,000 years. Akubulan been my neighbor. Pangea brought me here. The world didn't start in 1400s. Niggas grow up. What you think we was doing? Morse was running Europe. We been tribal folk, now it's time to show up. Bring back the villages, cause cities ain't got no love. You're melanin addicted to the infliction of pollution. Chemical dependency, nature the solution. Grow your food and medicine, build homes in conclusion. The enemy will televise infiltration as in. Peace, y'all. Welcome to the what the fuck? Welcome to the Planetary Forecast, y'all. It's your girl, Sunshine Monet L. I'm very excited to get started with y'all. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Here it is. It's time for the motherfucking planetary forecast. Let me know if you can hear me okay. And we could get started, cause I hope y'all been feeling all right. Oh, look, I get notifications about myself. So y'all already know. Oh, bet. Thank you. Peace, K-Sean. How you feeling? How you healing? We finna get started. Planetary forecast. All right, y'all already know what the natal chart is. This is so when you was born, right? Whenever I start this part, I always think of Death Clock. The beginning of the birthday death day song. He's like, something grew inside your mother. That thing was you. Something grew inside the cosmos, and that thing was you. And as you were growing, you know, all your valence electrons in the form of dust nuggets floating in space. We call those asteroids, dwarf planets, and planets. It depends on what kind of mood we're in, you know. They all, you know, created an electromagnetic field around our, you know, outer selves, outer selves, which is a reflection of our inner selves. And when that happened, it's called a natal chart. It's like the lid's not on all the way. It's like a map to your electromagnetic fields. The different ones you have on different levels, whether it be your mindset, which is the tropical, you know, how you're educated and how that affects you, or Vedic, your vortex, which you attract in your space, or your soul and your soul's experiences through your mindset and your vortex, and the draconic chart. I like to get into the nakshatras too, which is the lunar mansions, and the division into the 28 lunar mansions in alignment with the 28 days of the moon cycle. And that's pretty fun too. And that's also, you know, very much in alignment with the Vedic draconic chart, which is very close to each other. Of course, the tropical chart is all the way 24 fucking degrees away. That's the Ayanamasa, which is the difference between the tropical and the Vedic chart. Because of course, our indoctrination, our mindset, how we behave and things like that, even though they're, you know, in alignment in our vortex, because no matter what you think, you know, you're still going to be tired in the winter. You're still going to get, if you don't do the regimen and fall in alignment, you're going to get depressed because you're not allowing yourself to get the proper minerals and vitamins. Like, all these things are still going to happen around you during the seasons, whether you like it or not. It's just, and your mind is always fighting it because your mind is indoctrinated with whatever, you know, paradigm you decided to allow infiltrate your root chakra. And what are chakras? There you go. So that's the next slide. And this is just like the non-physical particles to your physical self. Like when I get a feeling, my stomach might start to rumble. Yeah, you could physically see my stomach. However, it was an emotion that triggered it. You know what I'm saying? So that's chakras. We acknowledge 7 of them, but you actually have an infinite amount. Like every organelle in your body has its own chakra system, and then every organelle has cells that have organelles, and so on and so forth. Like you're like infinite. So like it's just like a whole bunch of like tiny chakras and big chakras. We pay attention to 7 because we have an obsession with the number 7 here on this plane. We have an obsession with lots of numbers, but 7 is one of them. And so we focus on the 7 main chakras. We can expand it to the 10 Sephiros or the 10 netters, which you can see here, taking you from Jeb or Earth, Makuth, all the way up to Kether. It's debatable whether Kether is Pluto or Neptune, but I see they put Chokma here as Neptune. But I see a play on that back and forth. Also with Doth, between these 3 planets, I'll see a play on that back and forth sometimes. And they all still deal with like the outer limits. You know what I'm saying? Just in their own ways. Like Uranus deals with the progressive things that push you towards realms. Neptune is more so like awareness and just, being in it. Pluto is like the power that you see in it when you see people in powerful positions, or manipulation and control, transformation space. So that's in that realm, but all that deals with that occultism kind of vibe, if you will, just different facets of it. Oh, your B-Day is tomorrow. Hey, happy little return. We about to come into your B-Day with the motherfucking planetary forecast. All right, you already know we doing the countdown, and I gotta make sure I pull up the birthday. Oh, I'm finna play birthday death day. Ha! Divine alignment. That's my jam. All right, say less. Midnight, I got you, cuz. So, this is the chakras in astrology. With the chakras have a masculine and feminine side. Masculine just means external self, the self of you that interacts with stuff, other people, places, things, other, inanimate and adamant objects and experiences and stuff. That's masculine. Feminine is internal, the non-physical, the emotions, intuitions, feelings, things of that nature. That's when you're going inward. So the feminine side of these chakras include Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. In your root chakra, you have the thoughts of your emotional, the thoughts of your social awareness, your social connections, who is who and what do they do. In sacral chakra, you have the law of Mayat controlling your sacral chakra, how you indulge into pleasure. On your solar plexus chakra, you have the gut, which is the fire, the burning fire in your altar that's motivating you. And your heart, you have earth energy, which is the actual physical heart, what gets it pumping, what gets it going. And Gemini, you have the air, which is the ethers, and the throat chakra, also intellect in the community in that realm as well. And then in the third eye, of course, you got Cancer in the inside, because the moon obviously deals with everybody's spiritual feminine self through and through. Cancer is so the crown chakra is the only chakra that has 2 celestial bodies. Like the root chakra is ruled by Saturn. You see how on the side I have like Saturn, the moon, Mars, Venus. The third eye is the only one that has 2, which is the sun and the moon. So that's the central control system, and those 2 come down on their sides and do their thug dizzle. On the root chakra, you have earth, because as you come to your social awareness and your thoughts of air, you put that in your discipline, boundaries, and order, and how you obtain your resources and live your reality in Capricorn. Pisces is the water, which is your Maya, internal law, that puts you into action. Fire is action. So you got Sagittarius, that's like expanding you into experiences, pushing your philosophies and traveling and all that stuff based upon what Pisces is telling you can and can't do. Solar plexus chakra, you got that fire gut motivation pushing you to do things. Scorpio deals with transformations. So you have to be empowered to express these things. And when you enforce, so the solar plexus chakra deals with the enforcement of what you set for yourself, and that root chakra and that Piscean sacral chakra. So you enforce it. Like when people be doing nut shit with their sacral chakra, and y'all people be calling them out saying, "Act like this, act like that." Well, their solar plexus will come in and say, "You don't pay my bills. Mind your business. This is da da da." That's the solar plexus chakra that will respond, and that manipulates the atmosphere, because now what are you going to say or do next? You can either go away or you can respond da da da. But I just manipulated the situation. I just created transformation because you didn't know how I was going to react until I reacted. You had an idea, but you didn't know how I was going to react until I reacted. And that's why Scorpio deals with death and rebirth, because there's also a death and in certain paradigms and realities that could have happened that now no longer exist in this particular paradigm, because you took action, because you enforced something. You know what I'm saying? So that's the solar plexus chakra. Then you get into the heart chakra, where in the internal side, is beauty and the eyeballs and what you gravitate towards in the vortex you're creating. And so when you're in external side is air energy. So it's like, what actually is in your space. It's like your actual, like, it's like your pheromones become the masculine self in this realm, if you will. Like people can feel your vibrations, like, oh, this person is attracted to me, or this person is this person that da, da, da. That's the Taurus. Also kind of deals with, if especially if you got nice little aspects between your rising and stuff, it deals with how you look too, and how people find you beautiful, stuff like that. And you could dig into certain asteroids further in that as well. But that all, and then also Taurus deals with wealth and how you obtain it, maintain it, what it applies to. And Libra is the Libra scales, the justice and that and stuff like that, where you at with it. And that's why when certain people who really don't think they do anything wrong, they get away with it for a little while, but then they tip the scales, and then so it comes back into their vortex. Um, the throat chakra, you got the air in the inside, which is your intellect and your community, and that local, space, like not tri-state, like tri-city areas, Gemini, more so. And Virgo is what actually moves. So both of these energies deal with ethers, your throat chakra, and vocation. So Gemini is the thought, and Virgo is the harvest, if you will. Everything begins with the thought. Um, Cancer, with the third eye, we know the moon energy, the intuitive space, the emotion, the feeling starts it off, and then it becomes a part of your reality. Now this is the part that people like don't really want to pay attention to, or actually give light to its fullest extent. This is the empowerment piece right here. The fact that this is the central nervous control, and there's an alignment where there should be alignment. That's up to you and the reality you're choosing to have. Some people are more into their sun, which is the Leo energy, they're masculine, and some people are more into what their moon was, a feminine energy, their intuition and gut. And then some people have a nice balance of both, But this is the empowerment piece right here. If you feel it, if your intuition is on it, you can make it exist in your physical reality. This is the connection between the internal side and the external side, for real. Well, actually they all are, but this one is the gateway between the physical and the non-physical self. And so this is what invokes the term pronoia, because then you get into the universe here, which is the beyond, and the universe wants to work in your favor because it is in alignment with you. If you go ahead and do what you're supposed to do and align your chakras accordingly how they're supposed to be, the universe is already sitting right there, like, all right, whenever you're ready, waiting on you, buddy. But that's that there. Here at you can also get into the body parts that the houses rule over and stuff like that. I guess I should do an episode like that. Would y'all like to see me go live and just like do a complete rundown of the planets, the houses, the zodiacs, and all that? Without the planetary forecast, like just really get into that. I can get into that with you guys, and I can get into where the planets are and stuff too. I was gonna do that as a whole certification course, which I still will, and I'll get super duper in depth in that, like prolong it out to make it more personal. But yeah, I'll do a drawing with y'all for that. the astrocartography. There's certain illnesses and body parts to pay attention to, certain diets and stuff. It's a whole fucking thing, y'all. I'll touch it a little bit with y'all, but we could. That's a whole. Yeah, I wanted to make it a course, but I also just want to put it out there too. It's kind of like a constipation. Like it has to come out. Let's just put it the fuck out there. Mm, and then if I were to make something a course, I would make this a course. Like, okay, now you've mastered the 7 chakras. Let me take you up to the next gateways. Because we get into that too. Like I can take you all the way up there. You could really start fucking with um your non-physical side for real, for real. I know about these things. I'm a knowledge hoarder. This is a moment of transparency, y'all. Don't judge me. I'm a bit of a knowledge hoarder. I know a lot of shit. Um, I won't say that when you meet me in person, you're like, oh my God, like she eats fucking McDonald's and smokes cigarettes. Like that's not what's happening. However, when it comes to a lot of these things, I just haven't mentally got there in my personal journey where I'm like, yeah, I'm fitting to like astral project intentionally and do some nut shit. Da, da, da. I'm not there yet. I'm still like trying to find balance in my everyday routine. I'm still knowledge hoarding, to be honest. I enjoy knowledge hoarding, and when it comes in handy, it comes in handy. My daily routine is pretty healthy. Like, there's no issue there. I just don't really play around with my spiritual self too much. But I did start getting into shrooms. So I found this. So at the store that I work at, he started getting like edibles and stuff. And he had these shroom fused gummies slash chocolates. Like some were gummies and some were chocolates. However, these were not psilocybin shrooms. These were 8,000 milligrams of like chaga, lion's mane, reishi, cordyceps, and I think that's it. But it's such a concentrated amount of those kind of mushrooms that the euphoria is fucking amazing. And it's not just a euphoric feeling, it's also like you could really focus. It's not like, oh, like you're smoking indica, like, oh, I'm so high, I'm just about to sit here and chill and relax. It's not like that. It's like, oh, I feel so good. Like, you trying to go for a hike? I'm trying to go bike riding. I want to go dancing. Like, let's go do this. Like that's the kind of high you want. And I really enjoy it. I don't even want to call it a high because whenever I hear the word high, I think of like dopey drugs and shit. And it's not like that at all. I ate a high concentration. I ate 8,000 milligrams of mushrooms inside this little chocolate candy thing the size of a Reese's cup. And I was happy for 2 days. Oh, I said it's literally called shroom fused. Hold on. My bad. I was being literal when I said shroom fused. Where is it? Uh, I do not mind name dropping. I recommend these shits for everybody. Feel me, shit. So these is these are lollipops that I'm about to get. I was like, oh snaps, they come in lollipops. This is wild. Nah, it's really called shroom fused. But it's 8,000 milligrams and it's not psilocybin. Like it literally says it up there too. It's this is what it has in it. It has reishi, cordyceps, chaga mushrooms, and lion's mane. It just has so much in it that you just fucking living your best life. And that's cool. I only needed one for the chocolate. Yeah, I only needed one for the chocolate. The chocolate was way stronger than the gummies. I don't know why, because they both were 8,000. I guess the chocolate does something. I don't know. Maybe the way that gummies are prepared, that chocolate is not prepared. Yeah, hit them up. This website is called Shroom Superstore. I have not bought anything from there yet. This would be my first purchase. The first time I tried these were again at the store that I work at. I had bought some, and they were delicioso. So highly recommend it, y'all. If that website is legit, and that's about to be my space, because they got lollipops with just motherfucking lion's mane and no shits. I'm about to be highly focused and concentrated. I want to go on a throat chakra cleanse for like a year. Just don't talk. It's gonna be so crazy. I could be addicted to not talking. I have to make myself talk because I have kids, and it's weird to go a day without talking to them because I'm their mom. So yeah, while the sun is in well, the sun is in Ophiuchus right now. The sun ain't even in Sagittarius. The sun is in Ophiuchus. That's the beginning of December. And then we get into Sagittarius on the 18th. And around the 17th is when we enter Sagittarius on. You talk way too much to try that. um, I talk a lot. Like I go through spurts. I have a long period of time where I'll say nothing. And so when I get around people, it'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And that's only because I haven't said anything too much. But right now the sun is in Ophiuchus, and we enter Sagittarius on the 17th as far as the Vedic chart goes. You know, the tropical chart already got us in there because they don't really recognize Ophiuchus. But for those of you guys who don't know, Ophiuchus is the god of medicine. He's very smart. He's just smart as Sagittarius, Obatala energy. You know, Ophiuchus concentrates on the intellect of like medicinal practices. This is when we get into the symbol of the Kundalini rising. Ophiuchus actually holds two snakes, which is very interesting because there is a lot of talk about how we used to have more strands of, you know, DNA and things like that. And then when I showed you guys peace, when I showed you guys the chakras and the zodiacs and the chakras having a side on Cancer and a side on Leo, you know, masculine and feminine side, I would think it would be two different kundalinis rising up. However, I believe there was more than that. You know, that's just on me and my mindset, especially when I look at like, you know, mythological beings like Medusa, and other beings of the such, where if you like cut a head off, more grow back kind of mindset. You know what I'm saying? That's just me and my mindset. You know, Milo. I'm gonna write a book about it. It's gonna be fantastical, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be in my science fiction book. It's gonna be more than one Kundalini. You didn't even know that. You got way more than two DNA strands. Haha. But Ophiuchus is all about the knowledge of enhancing your health. So during this time, we take a lot of preventive measures. This is time where you start, you know, really starting to settle on like a diet, you know, preventative meds and Ayurvedic healing, which means eating intentionally, not living to eat, but eating to live. And you know, that could be fun too, because you know, I think that instead of replacing, I think that's where we fucked up at. We decided to replace our old life instead of enhance it. It was just like, oh no, fuck that, replace it. But no, it tapping into Obatala or Sagittarius energy is about expansion, not so much as doing away with the old completely, but like taking it to the next level. So like when it comes to the fact that, okay, I can see why it would be like so boring to eat within the seasons, right? Because oh shit, like we're just gonna eat a bunch of squashes and pumpkins and zucchinis and shit. Yawn. Anyway, but like think about it presently we have so much knowledge on, we have all these like really dope vegan chefs putting out these really dope recipes on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and having little website recipe books and stuff like that. And they're showing us how to make wraps and fucking tacos and meatballs out of squash and shit. It's amazing out here what they teaching us how to do. So you can still eat within the season and spice it up. You know, that's what I mean by like expansion in that realm. However, coming back to the fact that this is the season of Ophiuchus, we are getting into the season of taking health preventative measures. Start working out, coming up with a workout regimen, adding it back into your space. Um, excuse me. Take care of yourself. All right, so this one is out of date. And I didn't realize till I already pressed the go live button. So give me grace, y'all. I was like, oh, fuck up. I did not update this slide. God dang it. We're almost done with the year of platinum. And that's fun. The year of platinum was about social and business exploration that was focused on design and fashion. And platinum. Oh, I don't have it here. That's why. We gotta fix that. Okay. As far as we just exited the child of the word, and now we're in the harvest and granary, which is from the 4th of December to the 3rd of January. And this is when I'm talking about West African horoscope. And this is the space of lucky and prosperity. Time to take initiative. And I've been talking about that in mathematics, being in the month of 12. Born to be successful, know how to obtain riches, wisdom, and generosity. This is all old Batala energy, all Sagittarius energy. Enjoy making others pleasant, tend to think impulsively in the face of opportunities. So just be mindful of that, just the impulsive thing, which comes with, this being a season of fire. It's like fire in the middle of winter. It can be very easy to like run to the fire and start trying to, apply it to things. And, oh, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do this, we got to do that. But remind yourself, we're still in the middle of winter, and the fire is supposed to be inspirational, and it's supposed to show you the things you can do. It's not for you to just be like out here just acting like we're not in the middle of winter. Like, could you imagine? Because you got to think about it. All this shit was made up during a time where everything was about agriculture and harvest. Everything was literally about planting a seed in the soil. And what are you? You are a seed in the cosmic soil. So you align yourself with being the seed. You align yourself with being the plant. And you think horoscope is just a fancy word for telling time. And they told time with the seasons in a line, and they gave it the zodiac names and the constellations. They were using the stars and the suns and all the things they had access to back then, because just like the planet Earth map was shaped different, the cosmic map was shaped different too. Certain stars and celestial bodies were like way closer, and all those different things, and we can get into those things too. Some people argue that the closeness of some of these planets were like fantastical theories, but here there. Like, if we can have meteors come to Earth, if meteors can just like come and land in the Earth and create a hole in the Earth and do all these different things, so where we got like different meteors and stuff in the air and in the soil around us right now, right now today, then who's to say that there weren't celestial bodies floating close as shit to us all the fucking time, and they just so happen to drop a rock. You know what I mean? Like, cause we're gonna, let's be for real. And I think that there's still like different celestial. You know what I think? I think it's like The Village. Have y'all ever seen The Village? The Village pissed me off. Let me tell you why The Village pissed me off. Cause fuck M. Night Shyamalan. That's why. Fuck him. But two, I feel like he goes above and beyond and try to create these twists. And I think the heavens for Robot Chicken for making fun of him, because fuck him. And so the twist for The Village was, it was actually the old people in the motherfucking town that was the monsters in the woods the whole time, and they were trying to keep everybody in the village because they didn't want anybody to leave, so they made them think that was people, niggas in the woods. But this whole time they're living like it's the fucking 1800s, and then they go outside, it's like 2010. Like, kiss my ass. I saw it in the theaters too. That's why I was pissed. I could have watched this on DVD. I could have waited for the DVD man to show up at the laundromat for this one. Fuck you. M. Night Shyamalan took my money. But I feel like that's what happened here. Like, I think that there's a lot of land that's not being revealed to us. I feel like we're ants, and our ego is so big because our spirit is big, and we used to be giants, and we come from a giant place, and that's why we could think big and small simultaneously. But we're so indoctrinated at the same time that we're not even fully we can't even fully fathom our own fucking thoughts and our own existence. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, who's to say like crazy shit wasn't happening? So I made a affirmation song. I don't know if y'all heard that shit, but I was on Old Dirty Bastards instrumental. And I said, we on a rock and we floating through. They couldn't control the people, so they built the zoo. Oh, we was born in an ark and we floating through. They can't control the people, so they built the zoo. And what I was saying in that, I was kind of thinking about Orville and shit like that. Like everybody living on this little joint and they don't even know it. Like they, you read about Genesis. This nigga built an ark, and he put animals in his ark, with his, family or whatever. Who's to say we ever got off the ark? Me and Danielle made a joke about that on Virgo Virgin Talk, but I like making like expanded theories. And we in Obatala season. 'Tis the season to be, you know, somewhat unrealistic. Right? Hold on 1 minute. I gotta play this.
I just wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it would fuck up my vibe and blowing my heart. I just wanna sit back and chill and just sit one. I came from a dark place, now I'm living that life.
I am intentional, I am abundant. I bring to existence all that I want, and I done tapped into the God in me. Cut my locks off and switched up the vibe in me. Like how I manifest within, how I choose to defend. Who I label my friends, how I make amends. Cause I'm choosing laughter, it's peace that I'm after. I abracadabra, then poof, chakras blast off. My soul take this cast off, projection surpass all. Obsidian protection in case this trip lasts long. I see with 3 eyes, that's why my crown headstrong. Corona is viral to spirits living dead wrong
I just
vibration.
wanna chill around positive vibes. Nothing negative, it will fuck up my vibe. I just wanna sit back and chill and just sit one. I came from a dark place, now I'm living in light. Came from a dark place, yeah, now I'm moving with the light. Yeah, now I'm like making moves. Yeah, I be always on the flights. Yeah, I be on a mission for the bank nowadays. Why these niggas hating on a nigga nowadays? I've been on a mission with the light nowadays. I ain't fucking with the darkness nowadays.
My bad. So like I'd be doing this telephone hotline thing at night, and they so sensitive. Like every little thing I do, they be quick to fire me. Like get the fuck on. I do good ass readings. You want me on your company, bro? But I think I spoke that into existence because I accidentally signed myself up for 2, and I think I don't know. This one's I'd rather be on the other one anyway. I get more burn on that one. Anyway, so that is the harvest in the granary from the 4th of December to the 3rd of January. And then once we get into, January, we can get there when we get there, but then when we get into the Native American astrology, theirs is divided up into 4 clans, which align with the 4 elements, right? So Where are we? We're at the owl, which is fun. This is philosophical with a broad outlook on life, a natural teacher, night darkness, and wisdom is found within. We love it here. We're still in the year of the rabbit. We'll be here until February. So, yeah, we here with it. Word, thank you, Kayshawn. It's just, they pay me, they make sure I get paid by the minute over here. I like that. They need a joint where I get paid by the minute over here. Tell YouTube, fix it up, run it up. We know they be making money from us being on here. They holding out, cuz. Yeah, so that's there. And the Sagittarius house is the ninth house, right? I had to think about it. I'm like, why am I thinking so hard? I know this shit. So the ninth house symbolizes the knees, the thighs, joints, bones, etc. However, according to a medical astrology, it can cause weakness, stomach pain, damage, uh, loss of limbs, bone fractures, diseases of the bones. That's if you don't listen to Ophiuchus. That's why Ophiuchus come first. Like, ayo, sound like West Side Gun and shit. Like, fix that shit before your joints start popping and shit. Sound like the West Side Gun ad libs. However, diseases related to teeth, skin, blindness, mental worry, wounds, paralysis, hysteria, tumors, baldness also fall under the governance of the ninth house. So the ninth house rule all that. This time to pay attention to that. Tis the season of traveling. A lot of people like to travel for the motherfucking holidays and stuff. So when we get into the astrocartography of it, Obatala or Sagittarius rules over Kenya, Libya, Mauritania, Bangladesh, Barbados, Cameroon, Kazakhstan, Australia, Chile, Hungary, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, South Africa, Spain, and then the cities that it is exalted over is Budapest, Naples, Nottingham, Sheffield, Sunderland, Stuttgart, and Toronto. And what this realm of astrocartography does to my spirit is it makes me believe that, first of all, as within, so is without. Water is everywhere, right? It's just different levels to the shit depending on the concentration of the actual elements, quote unquote, EMFs, electromagnetic energy, valence electrons, and the different, areas that let you know what kind of bonds is going on, that let you know, oh, this is a hydrogen bond over here, this is the crystallized bond over there, etc., etc. However, we don't give credit to that. Like, all this shit is still like floating in black ass water and shit, in different levels of it, because of the different elements. Like, it's just like a sign. We're like a big ass science experiment inside of a beaker tube right now, and it's like some of it crystallized, some of it is hot bubbles, some of it little lights, some of it is just dust nuggets. Like, it's just little things. And so when you talk about different planets being exalted by different parts of the world because of how they are set up when they're in midheaven and all that stuff like that, it just also proves my point about the floating islands. And it's not upper space, it's outer space. You know what I mean? Like the maps, because we can't fathom shit. Like, we still be on that 2D shit, especially when we look at the maps, when we think about things, and then like we somewhat, we can grasp 3D, 4D. Some niggas start smoking in their brain and shit. They head start steaming and shit. And so because of that, we can't really fathom what an actual accurate map would look like. Like, we can't do it. Because it'll be like, it's so inward and outward and upward, and it's all of those at the same time. All right, so when we get into the Kabbalah of it all, Kislev is the sign of Sagittarius. It is a central column of the fire signs ruled by Jupiter in the Hebrew Zedek, and the Hebrew letters Samek and Gimel. The letter Samet created the sign of Sagittarius. Samet comes from the phrase Somek Noflim, which means supporting the fallen. In the Zohar, the article called the letter of Rav Hamnuna Oh, Saba, which is the elder. You could have just said the elder. It says that the Hebrew letters came before the creator to ask that the world be created, beginning with each one. When the letter Semet came before the creator told it to go back to its place, which is after the letter Nun, and the support of and to support the nun from falling. That is how we get the word Ness, which is miracle in English. The letter Nun created the sign of Scorpio in which the flood happened. And after the flood, God put the rainbow in the sky as an omen that there would never be a flood again. Sagittarius in Hebrew is called Kashet or rainbow. This is the rainbow in the sky, an omen between God and Noah, which a flood an omen between God and Noah, a flood would never destroy the land. Kashet is represented by the centaur, a mythological half man, half horse figure who hunts with a bow and an arrow. The letter Gimel created Jupiter, which controls expansion and the ability to expand metaphysical vessels. Jupiter represents the desire to learn, to know in the fields of science, biology, education, art, and music. Sagittarius is a born optimist. For him, everything is always okay and always arranged in the best way possible. Sagittarians feel they can solve all problems and will do all things required of them. Sagittarians are prone to over optimism, exaggeration, mockery, gambling, and lightheadedness. They are natural philosophers, teachers, educators, lovers, communicators, and friends. They like to travel, they love their freedom in space, and they are interested in world exploration as well as the study of human behavior, culture, and religion. They share their knowledge with whoever seeks it, and they love life and can be quite mischievous children. Because Sagittarius is the central column, air element of the fire signs, it has an additional influence of air. Air fuels the fire and enables it to grow and expand. This is why Sagittarius can be a channel, instructor, teacher, salesman, or any job in communication that combines the knowledge with humanity. Sagittarians are adventurous people who make excellent drivers, race car drivers, and pilots. They love sports and challenge their destiny by taking unnecessary risks. Everything they do is on a large scale with the help of Jupiter, which expands the Sagittarian's mind in business, social, and romantic endeavors. The most important in Kislev are the days of Hanukkah, which begins on the 24th of Kislev and ends on the 2nd of Tevet. We light Hanukkah candles to connect to the miracle that happened in the time of Hasmoneans when a 1 day's worth of oil burnt for 8 days in the holy temple of Jerusalem. This amazing example of mind over matter took place because of the two letters of control this month. Gimel, whose essence is Gomel Dalim, which means rewarding the poor, and the letter Semek, which created the month of Kislev. These conditions, together with the metaphysical actions that the Hasmoneans did, brought about this miracle that happened 2,000 years ago. We are subject to the very same conditions every year on the 24th day of the month of Kislev, which is like the solstice. This energy is revealed again for 8 days as long as we connect to it through the Hanukkah candles and allow us to create tremendous miracles in our lives. The power of miracles exists and is available for us to access every day of the year. We must simply light the candles with the right and proper meditations, and by that we activate this metaphysical system of miracles in our lives. Hanukkah sounds like a really dope seance. I'm definitely trying to be a part of. I like the candles. I like the meditation and the mantras when we lighting the candles. Same thing with Kwanzaa. Like all of this shit is witchcraft. We love it here. Like keep it going. Keep it going. We lighting candles. We singing songs. We got special candle colors. I ain't really too keen on the red too much, but I get it. You know, red. You know, it is all about to look colors. Yeah, I get it. It's still Christmas colors. All right, so that's what we're dealing with. Sagittarian energy is generous, chivalrous, optimistic, adventurous, impatient, opportunist. We're dealing with Jupiter in the ninth house. Talked about the ninth house a little bit. This house rules over travel, philosophy, and higher education. Natal planets in this house show an extremely curious and inquisitive energy with deep-rooted wanderlust. Planets transiting through this house help us begin studying a new topic, move to a foreign location, or adapt a different perspective. Of course, it's associated with Sagittarius energy, Jupiter. The House of Philosophies also is in the season of Shemu as far as the Egyptian seasons go, which is dryness. Khonsu is the name. It's associated with Het Haru. And then I finally put all my random pages together and I put them inside of protective sleeves. So now I got this book. I have another book, y'all. It's my second book. Well, my first book is mostly um my first book is like a almanac, if you will. I have like the last how long have I been doing the planetary forecast? Um like 7, 8 years maybe. I have the last seven. Yeah, shit. Like 6, 7, 8. One of those numbers. I got the last of those. I got all the planetary placements during those years and all my planetary forecast notes. And that's what that notebook is concentrated on. But this is yeah, so that's all, Sag energy. We can get into the tarot part of it. Jupiter is associated with the Wheel of Fortune card, which is fate taking a strong hold in life with new direction. Let's see. Sagittarius is associated with temperament, which is thinking before action, taking caution, and that's like utilizing that Neptune energy, that Maya, to help control the fire. Sagittarius energy. And then the Knight of Wands, which is person soul searching, looking for answers to life. That is a thing. When you pull the Wheel of Fortune card upright, fate will now take a strong hold of your life and redirect the path that you're on. It could be positive or negative, but it's not. But it's beyond your control. And then if you pull in reverse, you may have been having a hard time in this life. This card indicates a change for the better. Everything is on the way up again. Temperance, moderation and blending of opposites. Upright, you need to test the waters first. Don't dive in. Be patient, cautious, and have self-control. Reverse, it is now time to stop and reevaluate the situation before proceeding so you don't make the same mistakes over again. So that's that for that, and that's fun. And so now we move on to the root chakra. And that's always fun. Yeah. So you already know this is so all this information up here is all the different ways you can activate and hang out with your root chakra. Kayshawn, you definitely are somebody. Cut it out. So this is all the information there. Then you got the masculine side, which is your external side, which is Capricorn. Then you got the internal side, which is your feminine side, Aquarius. And the placements that we have on the Aquarius side are Eros, which is love, Triklo, which is grace, and how we and how we provide karma. It seems like we're providing karma in alignment with Eros, as they're only 3 degrees apart, and they're getting closer. By the end of the month, we start the month off with them about 3 degrees. We get closer to the end of the month. Now they're being about 2 degrees. And yeah, that's fun. Hey, it's 12 o'clock. Happy birthday, Kayshawn. Well, that's good. Hey, when you running out of life, happy birthday. For the death of thee, you have lived time, and you running out of life. Happy birthday. You're gonna die. Hey, happy birthday. Peace to the God, K-Sean. That's my motherfucking shit, too. I love that song. I was jealous as hell. My son and my little sisters, they all went to go see Def Clock together. I was like, where's my invitation? It's cool, though. But shouts to you. Happy birthday. Turn up today, bro. Happy solar return. Enjoy this day, this 12/6, creation on the 6th. 'Tis the season of servitude. Also, Hump Day reading is popping off tonight, too. Gang, gang. Okay, so root chakra, we out here. So Chariklo is like how we provide karma and the grace that we provide and things like that. Hygeia is the preventative measures that we take. The vertex is what we attracted in our space. And a part of fortune is pretty self-explanatory. So with all of these coming together in our Aquarius space, it is safe to assume that our social awareness is coming more from spaces of love, spaces of compassion, spaces of grace. It's a little soft here. We're coming more so into prevention when we make bonds with other people now. It's kind of like coming from a space from I learned this here and I learned that there, and I'm just, being very intentional and intentional with the bonds that I create with my social awareness. Also, social justice is key here. A lot of social justice efforts is coming from a space of grace and love for one another, and also preventative measures, unity, and you get a little. It's fortune here. Expansion abundant among us when you tap into this energy. And we see that happening a lot in the activist community. Nobody's really out here like, BLM. Blah, 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 blah. Like they're not out here like busting guns and throwing bombs. That's not happening. A lot of the activism and the rebellion and all that stuff is like, love always wins. You know what I mean? And that's where a lot of them are being created from, and that's the energy that they're putting out. So that's fun. On the masculine side, while all that's going on inside for the social awareness and justice realm, the actual like physical, underlying structure, what's happening in our actual energy exchanges. When I go into Capricorn, I think about authority. What is the collective's authority? Well, when we think about the collective authority, we think about the governments, the corporations in this space, right? We still have Pluto over there creating transformation, got everybody on the hot seat. I know they cannot wait for Pluto to go in Aquarius. I know Pluto and Capricorn has been a wild ride for them. Pluto has been in a Capricorn since 2008. But even though Pluto exits Capricorn tropical, which is our thought process, our indoctrination, Pluto just entered Capricorn constellation not too long ago. So Pluto will be in the Capricorn constellation for like another 15 years or so. So we're going to still continue to have that transformation in the authorities and the power and underlying structures and stuff like that, and our physical happenings. It's been happening in our thoughts for a while now, though, it's been happening longer than 2008. Pluto does a little shadow situation, but you know roughly since 2008 for, a lot of people, this present Pluto and Capricorn situation. It's been a lot of dismantling, and there's a lot of things that we don't know that's been going on behind closed doors in these corporations and political governments, political corporations, and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of different things that we don't know about, a lot of conversations we don't know about, and stuff like that, where they have been thoroughly experiencing that Pluto and Capricorn. They just, unless you go looking for the knowledge because you have the insight to go look for the knowledge, you're not going to know about it. You know what I'm saying? So, um, that's what's happening there. And even on a smaller scale, a lot of us in our businesses, a lot of us in our where we work at, smaller companies have been dealing with under new management and different policies and getting bought out and new things developing and competition in the market and having to change things and stuff like that. So like everybody's dealing with that in their own way. And Pholus is here. Now, Pholus is an asteroid that, like, amplifies whatever energy it's nearby. So with Pholus being here, Pholus is like making Pluto more extreme. Cupido is kind of like a little kiss on the boo boo. Like, love always wins. It's for your own good. Like, sorry we're creating this transformation in your space like this, but it's okay. And that's like the little silver line, the little rainbow. We talk about it. Excuse me. And then just to remind you that Saturn is in Pisces, which we're about to talk about as we go up into the sacral chakra. But Saturn is in the cardinal energy of Pisces, taking that initiative of creating, Babylao likes to walk around with the Oba scale. So this is the connection between your root chakra, your heart chakra, and now it's entered into your sacral chakra. So Saturn walks around with the scales to see if your heart is as light as a feather. That's aligning Saturn with that, Pisces energy. And so, bring that back down to the fact that Pluto is in Capricorn, and as a collective, our Capricorn is these political corporations and these other corporations that they have contracts with. That's Saturn walking around with the Libra scales, going up to these corporations and these CEOs and seeing who's light as a feather, whose heart is light as a feather in these places. And that's when you see a lot of people's skeletons coming to the forefront. Peace, peace. Welcome to the planetary forecast. That's when you see a lot of the people's personal business coming to the forefront. I see the latest individual has been P. Diddy. Well, actually, that's been going on since that Jamie Foxx movie was trying to come out. I know that marketing strategy was wild. Certain planets have aligned for his personal planets. I don't really get into celestial forecasts because they don't pay me. And anytime a celebrity wants to pay me to do their reading, I will gladly do it. But I'm not doing it for free. However, it's safe to assume that there are some planets that align with Diddy's planets. And thinking about how his name is spelled starting with the letter 9, my man's is about to get that karma, about to smack that ass. And that's okay, Actually, no. It's 15151 because it's Sean, Sean, right? So it's 1515. Oh, interesting. 1515. That's 66. And that comes into 12. 1, 2 into the 3. Yeah. Yeah. Even his name telling on him. I wonder if he has like a birth middle name. I wonder if he has a birth middle name. But yeah. He yeah, close to yours. That 1515 is nice. It depends on how you use it. See, Sean, 1515 is nice leadership energy, especially if you're willing to take risks, like Puff Daddy did. He was all up in his fives. 5 is the number of adventure, being adventurous and curious and willing to take risk and go out of bounds and stuff. You got to be careful with that 5 because that 5 can put you in different danger zones. Jumping off planes and shit like that without a life jacket. Just say you could do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how his name is set up, that 15. And yeah, use your powers for good, because his name is very strong. That's a very strong name to have. And I'm pretty sure if you look up other people who have their name spelt like his, they're in manager. A lot of them might be in managerial positions, and that's if they use their 1-5 and take those risks, you know. But not but more so in P Diddy's personal life, from what we have been seeing, the different kind of risks that he's been taking, that's gonna come back to him. 6-6 comes back into 1 and 2. 2 is duality and justice. So he's probably in his 1-2 at this point, because he did the 1-5 already. That man was on top since he been out. 1-5, yeah. Then came into the 6-6. That's the stuff he does for others. Now that he did the voter die, did all the other things. Oh, and I've been doing the, I don't know if y'all been staying up to date with the onestupidfuck.com with me, like I asked y'all to. I hope y'all are. His middle name is John. John is fun. That's another 6. But if y'all been staying up with onestupidfuck.com, so I was doing the joint, right? I was watching the video, and they talk about all the contracts that the US keep you in to keep jurisdiction over you, and how voting, now that I'm saying voter die, now that voting is, voting, when you sign a thing to vote, you basically giving them jurisdiction over you so that you can vote for the CEO. You're not really voting for the CEO of their political corporation, but yeah, I'm going with this. So you're giving them jurisdiction over you. And I was like, that makes sense, because Hollywood was going the fuck ham about voter die and all that shit like that. Like, they really was trying to get, and they got, oh, as I sit here and talk to you, my brain just exploded, bro. So that was our generation. Okay, my generation is, I turned 18 in 2008. I know that there was a wave of spiritual awakenings around that time. 2008 was a crazy time with Obama and shit. And then they had the voter die, and then Jada Kiss created the Obama theme song, My President is Black. We loved it here. They got us, bro. They knew that we was all the Pluto and Scorpio motherfuckers. They got us with that Obama shit. But you know what? They didn't think that. I feel like they like some Team Rocket ass niggas. Like, they don't be thinking all they shit all the way through. They should never fully like prevail, because they got jurisdiction over all of us in 2008. That was the perfect year to do it, because we was all turning 18 and we was excited to do it or whatever. That's the Pluto and Scorpio motherfuckers. That's we the people that's really here for this transformation and to like make sure that this shit fall apart. But if they all got jurisdiction over us, but they didn't think that we was going to get into privatizing ourselves and learning about the strong man and doing all that shit during COVID. When they thought they was separating us, they made us even closer. And then they didn't get us to get the shot. So it's just like, every time they try to do some shit, it just don't work out like to 100% to their liking, like we see it from the joint. But they really was trying to get it. Bruh, they been trying to get us for a minute. Y'all not going to get us, bro, you stupid bitches. Anyway, John. Okay, so 1-6. Oh, so it's Sean John Combs. That's why the joint is called Sean John. See, it goes to show you how much I care about celebrity stuff. That's cool. That was creative. Sean John Combs. 1685. 1685. 2. That adds up to a 2. Yeah, that brings you back down to duality and justice. Yeah, his shit. My man's is in his 12 right now. Give him a second. I mean, it's still, if he does what he's supposed to do, he's still gonna like, he's still going to be okay. And I say that because once he gets through his 2 and he does his justice, and the justice, does what it's supposed to do, and he, he could still rise on top with that 3. And I'm not talking about in a celebrity realm or whatever, at least within himself, because 3 is the realm of emotions and, intuitive space and stuff like that. So don't be surprised if he go through this shit and he come out on some spiritual shit or some newfound shit. I'm not saying y'all buy into it, because he will exaggerate a little bit with it for marketing purposes. You already know the monster you're dealing with. but I will say that like some of it will be sincere. Like it will be emotional evolution that comes out of that. Three, his middle name adds up to a five, to a two. Three and two comes up to five. So he's that's still going to bring him into journeys. You know, he's still gonna he's still gonna rise. Combs is what 366. No, 364 not 21 13 15 16 7. Oh well, Combs. Is Combs his real last name? If Combs is his real last name, that adds up to a 7. So like his lineage is whatever he's going through right now. That's a whole lineage drawn behind him. 5 and 7 coming to 12, that bring him back into the 1 2. So that's it, literally what he's here for. So what he's doing right now in his space is something, is an energy that his lineage has kept going. And he's doing is he's taking it. You know how you fill a balloon so much it pops. That's what he's doing with his lineage. He's filling the balloon so much that it popped and it's breaking stuff. That's what he's supposed to be doing. um I mean, it might turn him into a martyr in certain aspects, but I mean, he might have to end up doing what he made so many artists before him do. Like, he got different artists, it's completely changing their lives, and that's pretty much, that should have foreshadowed to him the direction that he about to go in. Like, nigga, you finna go to jail. You about to have a whole spiritual awakening in jail, come back, walk Mecca to Medina, motherfucker. I kid. God don't strike me. Anyway, that's Diddy, and that's why, like, I like to. One thing that I actually really, really enjoy doing, I like when people hire me to be their personal, like, numerologist and astrologist. Because if Diddy had me, I could have been prepared him for that. I could have been walked him through that shit. But that's neither here nor there. I have done it before for politicians, and it was actually a really enjoyable experience. I got to see from the inside how they think without my presence, and then how my presence worked shit. Like, it was dope. Anyway, I've done it for artists, getting their content in order, make sure it's in alignment with their personal stars and the transits and shit. I really enjoy doing it. Like, if I could manifest something for myself, I'd be like, put me back in that position again. That was fun. But yeah, so now we into the sacral chakra. I told you Saturn was in Pisces, all the people in our root chakra is basically a flashlight going on. And Pisces deals with law, justice, and truth. We're dealing with Mayat here. So all the things, this is where the saying comes, was done in the dark comes to light, was embedded in the subconscious, will eventually come out. And that's what Sagittarius is the light that it comes out in. That's the light that gets shed on where your Mayat is. This is the area where people like to argue because so this is my psychological diagnosis or whatever. So because nobody really wants to take control of their root chakra, and it's not goes for all. I know there's some people out here fucking off grid as fuck, growing their own food, doing their own thing, educating their kids, doing like, it's some people that's really in control of their root chakra. Kudos to you. This don't apply. So there's a lot of people out here who don't control their root chakra. And because they don't control their root chakra and they got somebody else controlling their root chakra, they feel out of control, especially when the person, the entities, the corporations, the boss at their job, the teacher at their school, the parents that, and the stuff they said 20 years ago, and the boy that said something 40 years ago, and the girl that said something in kindergarten, all these people have control over your root chakra but you. And it creates a sense of helplessness when those energies no longer feel stable. You don't feel stable because you're still giving your power away instead of saying, hey, you're not stable. Let me take my shit back and stabilize it myself and be in control of my own root chakra. And because they don't do that, when they get up to the sacral chakra, they stifle themselves. It's kind of hard to feel joy when, your root chakra is all fucked up. Like, it's kind of like how the work week is set up. You're supposed to work Monday through Friday so that you can enjoy Friday evening into Sunday, right? That's the root to the sacral. And that's the mindset behind the root to the sacral. You work, you obtain your resources and stuff like that so you can celebrate later on. Also coming back into the fact that zodiac energy was used to tell time for agriculture. So we did all the work and now we eat the harvest. You know what I'm saying? So because they're not doing this in the root chakra, when they get to the sacral chakra, they are repressed. They do one of two things. And this is where addictions and obsessions come into play. When people get addicted to drugs and alcohol because their root chakra is unstable, now they overindulge in their sacral chakra or they underindulge. And when they're in a space of underindulging, they try to project that. Because I don't control my root chakra, I want my opinion and what I have to say, and this is in alignment with where my yacht is. I want my opinion, what I have to say, to overpower someone else's sacral chakra. Since I can't control my root chakra, I'm going to control my sacral chakra, and I'm going to try to control other people's sacral chakras because that's how my root chakra is being treated, which is basically a projection. So what you have to do is you have to go back down to your root chakra and realize I'm not controlling my root chakra. That's why I'm trying to control other people's sacral chakra with how I treat my sacral chakra. And that's when you come into these spaces where you're telling people how to carry themselves because of how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I understand, I overstand. It's a lot of our indoctrination that we feel righteous in, our religion, our social indoctrination telling us we got to wear clothes. But once upon a time, we used to be naked as fuck. My titties used to be out in the summertime. It was a great time. I never had any tan lines on my ass. I hate panty tan lines. Shit is ghetto. That's why, take me to the nude beach, ho. Like, I like to be naked. Sorry, y'all. I don't over sexualize myself. I don't have to. I just like to be naked. So, but you have people that might see me outside and be like, oh my God, she's so whatever, whatever, whatever. And that's not what the fuck it is at all. I like to be naked. It has nothing to do with sexualizing myself. This is me in my comfort zone. And you over here looking at my bubble, trying to control my sacral chakra and what brings me joy, because your sacral chakra all flunked up because you're not controlling your root chakra. You allowing some shit that don't got shit to do with you control your root chakra and tell you what's acceptable. You know what I'm saying? Ask yourself why you really triggered and who's really in control of your root chakra. And that's just my take on that. And that doesn't just apply to me. That applies to a lot of other things like diets. Some people, because I've chosen to eat this way for myself and this aligns with me and my paradigm, I can control you over there with yours. All you're doing is projecting what's happening in your root chakra you're just showing like, bro, in your root chakra, you're not in control. So you're projecting that by trying to control others. And we see that a lot with parent-child relationships. You don't control shit here. This is the one thing you feel like you can control, so you try to control it. You can't control the outside world. You can't control your life. You can't control your income because you got a boss. So you got all these people telling you what to do. So when you come in the house, you think it's okay to disrespect your children and try to control them and manipulate them. And then wonder why when your kids become adults, they don't want to be bothered with you no more. That's why. Because you ain't get your root chakra in right and right correctly. You flunking up your sacral chakra. You can't even feel joy and compassion and pleasure seeking and learn how to express that. So when your children walking around laughing at the top of their lungs and playing jokes and shit, that shit irritating to you. You don't like that shit. Same thing with teachers. Teachers is another big teacher and the student dynamic. Teacher don't control shit in that motherfucking building. But you put them in a room full of kids, they swerving down, they control the motherfuckers. I control the classroom. This is my classroom. Me. That's not the approach. You can have discipline and obtain and maintain respect in the classroom without you moving like that. That's because you don't control shit in that building. So you think you can walk in a room and control a bunch of kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Certain kids, they absorb it and they say, okay, you in control. Certain kids, they rebel and say, hey, fuck that. Fuck that. We're not doing that here. And that's when you got to check your root chakra placements with somebody else's root chakra placements. Maybe that kid actually is in control of their root chakra and they don't listen to nobody. That's usually the kid that keeps getting in trouble. Because the way society is set up, how we live in it, these corporations and these political corporations, they want to control your root chakra. And if they can't control it, what are they going to do? And that's why they play a lot with these bonds and contracts over you. And we're going to get into that in a second with the Oba scales and your vortex. but they get into a lot of these bonds and contracts over you to keep jurisdiction over you. So even if on your person in your thought or in your person or whatever you think that you in control, when it comes to this paperwork on the collective root chakra, I'm still in control because these bonds and contracts. And like I said, we about to get into that. So Jupiter rules over the sacral chakra, new beginnings. Because Jupiter in the Vedic chart is in Aries right now, so new beginnings on that space. In the meantime, in between time, in our thought process, Jupiter is on Taurus, so our mind is expanded on material things still. And I love, we're gonna get into the heart chakra next. I can't wait to get to the heart chakra, obviously. But we got the solar plexus, then we got the heart chakra. So when we get into the heart chakra, you're gonna see. But with Jupiter right now is next to Uranus. So what's happening is Jupiter is providing expansion to our heart chakra, our compassion, our wealth. Generational wealth is starting to become a regular conversation amongst the collective, right? We're starting to talk about different avenues of wealth and how to obtain that wealth. Wealth is starting to look different. It used to look like paper. Now it's starting to look more like digits in the computer. And what kind of digits are there? There's so many different kind of cryptocurrencies right now and all that. That's all Jupiter expanding all of that shit. So far and beyond, far and beyond, far and beyond. And then the vortex is new beginnings. It's new beginnings, it's new beginnings, and new beginnings. And Jupiter is in the cardinal energy of Taurus. So that expansion, we got that going for a couple more years or so, like another year and a half, a couple more years. A Jupiter sitting in that energy. I remember one period of time, Jupiter and Saturn used to move fast as shit. Then they just slowed down a lot. I guess Aries is a very long space to be in too. So in Jupiter's defense, Aries is kind of big. For some folks, Aries is a lot. But yeah, so that's the expansion there. And so we're going to keep experiencing that expansion there in our heart chakra and our spaces there. Now also deals with our bouts of love and our what we want in a relationship, what that looks like and stuff like that. You'll see us. And I know a lot of people are very much in love with the traditional way of doing things. Like, oh my God, our grandparents used to get married and they used to do that. But coming back to the heart chakra of those Libra energy, remember, Saturn likes to walk around with the Oba scales, those Libra scales. Right now, Saturn is in Pisces. So it's in the sacral chakra with the Libra scales of the contracts and stuff, saying, are these contracts in alignment with my yacht? And a lot of us are coming to the realization, no, they're not. Y'all lied to us. Y'all lied to us to have jurisdiction over us, to have us subscribe to y'all corporations and y'all businesses and stuff without proper knowledge since our parents signed the birth certificate. So Saturn is walking around with them contracts all up in my yacht, and it's also the contracts amongst businesses. Like I told y'all before, I don't know what's going on behind some of these closed doors with some of these corporations. A lot of them are going through their own personal things or whatever. Karma is also over there. Like, what's up? Amora is also over there. If you notice, there's a lot. The love planets, the nurturing asteroids are spread out across these places to give you like that kiss on the boo-boo at the end of the things. And this is to remind you that the universe is working in your favor. And that's essentially what it is. Like, some people have not been moving righteously. They're not in alignment with Maya. And so a lot of things are happening, but they're not happening to them. They're happening for them. So even okay. Thank you for the download. Well, thank you for the reminder, because that was a really dope energy exchange conversation I had. But you have to know that the universe doesn't know. See, there goes my alarm clock. It's almost time for bed. The universe doesn't know evil versus good. The universe just goes where it calls. So if you know that, you got to know that these people that we are claiming are quote unquote evil, and they do all these evil things, and it is evil things they do. Cause like, what the fuck are we talking about like trafficking humans and stuff? That's wild. It's a wild thing. And I'm not watering that down. What I'm saying is, the universe just goes where it's called. It's not socially indoctrinated. It doesn't have this human experience that we're having. You get what I'm saying? The universe is not having the human experience we're having. We're having the human experience we're having, and we're uploading it into the universe. We're rooted in the cosmos. So with that being said, when these people like Puff Daddy are experiencing their karma or their retribution, it's not, oh, look at them, the universe is beating their ass. That's not what's happening. The universe loves them. The universe knows that they're not in alignment with Maya, and the universe wants them in alignment. So the universe is aligning stars and people in their lives and different experiences to put them back in alignment because the universe wants them. The universe is working in their favor. Now, when you get into social indoctrination things, how the fuck no, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want people looking at me thinking I'm out here raping people. I don't want people posting all that shit all day long. I got kids that be on the internet. They going through, yeah, nobody think about the fact that Puff Daddy got kids and these kids go to school. Nobody thought about that when they was posting all this stuff. He got teenage daughters that are cheerleaders. They go to school. They do all this stuff. He got a son. He got kids that don't got nothing to do with what the fuck he doing, as far as we know. You know what I'm saying? But now they getting pulled into it. All these things in alignment. And you know what? By them kids experiencing certain things, guess what? That's going to help end some generational curses because they're going to know from the rip how to move certain things a certain kind of way from the rip. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I watched my dad go through this. We're not going to own this. We're not going to take credit for that. We're not going to. It's going to be a lot of transformations happening in that lineage. You know what I'm saying? But that's just an example. Like, that's an example of the universe is working in that energy's favor. You know what I'm saying? The universe is working in his favor to align him because the universe wants him in alignment, and he has not been. I was talking to someone recently and he was like, you know what the problem is? It's easy. We were talking and he was like, you know, it's easy to love you. And I was like, it's easy to love you too. And he's like, yeah. He was like, I can come to play. We were at a art show in New York. It was awesome. He was like, it's easy to love these people in the room because we're all on one accord already. We already, you know, we just walked in the room and felt it. He was like, you know what it's hard to do? It's hard to go to those people that we claim are evil and love them. And we don't realize that's what the fuck we need to do. We keep saying, oh, fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. But none of us are taking the initiative to show them love, to show them the spiritual realm of it from our standpoint, from how we're doing it and stuff like that. Like, who's taking the initiative? Who's having these conversations? It's just a lot of fear mongering, and they're going to kill you and they're going to get you, and disunions and all this stuff like that. But it's no love. And I'm like, God damn it, he's right. And that's hard. It was hard for me to even fathom it in that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because as much as I was smiling at him and nodding and stuff, I'm in my head like, you know, that's easy for you to say, sir. You're not a black woman. You know, and not to make it racial, but you know, that was one of the divisions that was created by these political corporations. I'm talking to this European man that's telling me how he lives over in Europe and he does all these great things and he travels, and he's telling me that we should love these people. And I'm in my head like, bro, I'm on a totally different end of the totem pole. But I'm also looking at him like, God damn it, he's fucking right. He's right. And just feeling his energy when he's saying these things. And even before we even got to that point of the conversation, it always felt genuine and correct. So like, I wasn't going to wait till that moment I was triggered to turn around and say, fuck him. Like, no, he's still just as genuine and correct as he was when he was saying things that I was naturally able to agree with. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, you know, that gave me like a little quick ping of heat in my body before I came to the realization. It all happened so fast, but I do slow things down. In the same second that I felt that heat go through my body, I felt that realization that he was right. But I also still wanted to get to that point of why did I feel that heat to begin with? Why is it so difficult for us to just say we love these people? I pick and choose the people that I choose to love. As far as the people on the platform goes. Now in my regular life, I fucking love everybody. That's easy. You on my level, I love you. You easy. Even if you get on my fucking nerves, you know, all my jobs is rooted in customer service. So I had to learn how to be gentle and considerate and empathetic to people who came to me in irate moods. You know, that's always been my field of work. I went to school for psychology. This has always been my field of work, to learn how to empathize with people when they are in unstable states of mind and emotion. So that's easy to me. It's easy to me to sympathize with you when you're in spaces like that. Like, I know you having a bad day. You know, you came to Burger King for lunch. I know you probably fucking hangry. You only got like, 30 minutes. You gotta hurry up and get back to work, and we over here, like, I get it. I get the whole circumstance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta learn how to do stuff like that, on a large scale, small scale, whatever. Um, but like people on certain platforms, yeah, I pick and choose who I love. Um, I'm rooting for all my black ladies. In fact, I'm rooting for all my ladies. I'm rooting for all my ladies, and I know that's a little biased, but I be rooting for all my ladies. And you can't say nothing about my ladies, even the Liliths out there, even my harlots and my Jezebels and my Hecates and my Persephones and my Sapphos, all my dark goddesses, all them out there. Like, I fucks with all of them. I fucks with all of them. I don't agree with a lot of the rumored magic practices that they get into. Like, I don't believe in doing things to children. Well, spirits that are still personified children or whatever. I don't believe in doing all that, but I do understand the science behind it. I get the science behind it. And if you could say that much, you can be like, okay, I understand how the universe works in your favor when you do shit like that. But can we not do shit like that? Like that can't keep being the answer, bro. We could do this different. It doesn't have to be that. No, I don't think I'm gonna save the world. I don't have that Superman complex, but that was just thoughts. The thoughts during dialogue, and I was just like, oh wow. Really good conversation. So when we get out of Pisces, we get into the Sagittarius side of your sacral chakra. We got the Psyche here. We have Ceres here, which is all about agriculture and nurturing spaces and stuff like that. So this is reminding you that agriculturally speaking, we are in Sagittarius realm. We are in the space of this is a space of trust, right? Because Pisces energy is the darkest energy of them all. This is beneath the horizon. This is when we get into like the dark of the darkness, right? We're in Olukun, the deepest of the waters. And when you think about Obatala created the firmament on top of Olukun. Obatala is like the light in the middle of the darkness kind of energy. And so with this being associated with like telling time in agriculture, this is a time of trust, right? This is like you're the light in the middle of the darkness. You did all this work, you did the harvesting in Virgo season, and Libra season, Virgo season, Libra season. You did all of that. You did the last minute moves of Scorpio season, and now when we enter Sagittarius, it's like now you sit and you trust. This is the space. This is why, like, during the season, you start hearing terms of like, oh, it's the Christmas spirit and it's the Christmas magic and all that. It's because we're in the deep darkness of the things with our light. Like that Hanukkah, like we had that one fire for 8 days and shit. We out here, all this season is all about lighting candles, right? Making sure the candelabra is lit in the midst of the darkness, not just on, a physical, it's dark outside, the sun isn't outside, peace, love, but also on a spiritual level, on a mental level. You did the work during the fall. Now it's time for winter. We're preparing for the winter solstice. The winter solstice, that's officially wintertime. It's officially wintertime. So you can't do anything. There's nothing else you can do, bro. It's nothing else you can do to the soil. Like, you gotta just let the soil get frozen, and you gotta trust that all the minerals and everything that you did to the soil all harvest season long are going to create what it is that you said you wanted to create during the harvest season. This is the part where you trust. And if you're not trusting and you're still trying to move around, you can really hurt yourself. And we talked about the ninth house ailments, dealing with joints and bones and ligaments, a lot of mucus deposits. Peace, Tyree. Peace, Marcus. Yes, I've never done Hanukkah before. I'm thinking about doing this year. Might be fun. Get my little menorah on. Oh, you might be a bit spoiled. Yeah, you over there asking for stuff. The stars is open for you though. I would tap into where the planets are in alignment, where your birth chart planets are, especially in the number sense. And you could probably like play on that today, Keishon, if you want to. I would. I like to use AstroSeek because AstroSeek has an ephemeris, And ephemeris is pretty cool. Gives you a nice like somewhat of an estimate of when the planets are going to be around the degrees that your natal planets are at. All right, so Sagittarius also has Psyche, it has Ceres, Mars is the motivator, getting it done. Sun is the experiences we have, in different experiences aligned with our motivation. So this is when we come into that space with the West African horoscope was talking about, um, you know, learning to not like overindulge or move too much or doing too much during this season, because a lot of opportunities are going to come your way, and it's going to be everything you wanted, and that's because we're in a space of generosity and optimism, and it's like, oh, this is all the shit you said you wanted, ha ha ha, here go everything, and it's like, dang, everything at once, I don't know how to say no. And so you got to be careful with that. Like, you should have learned what to do here when we were in Libra season, and we were talking about all that also when we were in the month of 11, mastering that duality and the different facets of self, so that we don't deal with role strain, because parts of you want something and the other parts of you want something else. But if you learn how to find a duality and master both, to put them together as a yin and yang instead of two separate sides, you should have been able, it'll make it easier to say yes, no, maybe, or negotiate certain opportunities that come your way this month, because Mercury is over here too, making things habitual for you. So this season it's going to be a lot of temptation, and we love it here. But it's going to be like temptation to do the things that you said you wanted to do, even the parts of you that you try to suppress about yourself, that you're like, you know, and it's really whatever you want to make of it. I don't go into the good or bad stuff. Like, I have my own personal law. I have my own personal, you know, thing that I'm doing for myself. But like, yeah, I'm on a cold turkey weed smoke fast till New Year's. Oh, I'm so proud of you. Check you out, buddy. That's what's up. I love that. How does that feel? I've been I've been thinking about stopping. I've been cutting back. And I don't like the feeling. And now it's just a habit so I can go to sleep. As soon as we are done here, I have the Astro one for Astro. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So now we're in the solar plexus. So the solar plexus is ruled by Mars. We just talked about Mars, the motivator, being in Sagittarius. So this is the solar plexus is in the sacral chakra as well. So the sacral chakra, that fire is big, because Mars is fire too. So you got fire upon fire. Oh, I scratched myself too hard. I hate when I do that. I did that behind my ear too. That's why I keep touching it, because I got this big ass scratch behind my ear, and it's just like, I'll be fucking myself up. That's why I cut my nails. So the sacral chakra is on full effect, because the solar plexus chakra is here to support it. So yellowish oranges are big. You said you rolling up now. I ain't mad at you. You know what it is for me? Okay, so I don't know what it is. Maybe my body is low-key feeling for like, oh, maybe I need to put peppermint. So I started adding like different herbs to my blunts. And it gave me certain vibes. And it's just a certain way that I like for my chest to be hit. And I think that's from like the mullein and peppermint. And I might have got spoiled with that. So just smoking just like regular weed just does not do it for me. I don't really smoke that much weed. It really just be blended in with my other herbs. It's just like an additional herb. And sometimes I don't even you put weed in my other herbs. Sometimes it's just the other herbs, because that's what I want to do. I like to smoke mullein, because mullein, like when I smoke it, I cough up all the mucus that I have in my face. I love it here. But I do want to I started working out again, which I'm glad, because what was happening was I was chain smoking a lot. Denny, hi, I love you. I miss you. I started chain smoking a lot because when I got hit, I didn't have any pain medications, and I've just been dealing with the pain. So I would chain smoke to deal with the pain, and I wasn't exercising because, like, bro, I'm in fucking pain. I'm not exercising shit. You've been keeping busy in a positive way. That's good. That's good. I know you've been exercising super hard. um, but yeah, so I was just chain smoking, and I didn't like the way the smoke was just sitting in my chest, because I'm stuck in a wheelchair. I'm stuck on the couch. I'm smoking back to back to deal with the pain. And I'm not really like doing any like heavy duty cardio to get that smoke out my chest. So when Ramadan happened, I was just like, God, please keep me because I have to detox. I went all Ramadan with no weed and I was in pain. I was in fucking pain, y'all. But I went all Ramadan with no weed, and then thereafter, I was ready for my next level of the safe space, and I stopped smoking weed again. And because and then I stopped eating bread, meat, and cheese. And I wasn't, during Ramadan after the sun go down, then you could do da. I still wasn't eating the bread, meat, and cheese. And ever since then, it kind of like turned me off from the bread, meat, and cheese too. So like I feel that, but yeah, I'm starting to feel that need to detox from weed again. But to be honest, I don't really. Some days I smoke more than other days, being honest. But no, I don't really. I've been eating mushrooms. I was telling everybody in the video about that earlier. Not psychedelic mushrooms. I've been eating like lion's mane and reishi and all that stuff like that, and I really love the way that makes me feel. So, I just been eating mushrooms. Well, not eating them. I'm sorry. Zeke corrected me. He said I've been cheating because I get them in powder form and I put them in my water. He said you're not really eating them. All right, I'm drinking them. I'm drinking mushrooms. That's because I'm an uppercase G. I try my best, bro. I cry in the dark like a real one. um, well, yeah. So Mars in Sagittarius. It's in Scorpio. It's still in Scorpio on the Vedic chart. So remember, the Ayana Masa between the Vedic and the tropical is 24 degrees. So your thought process and what's actually happening around you is 24 degrees apart, which is almost like a whole like 30 days. I want to say it's like 28 days. So right now, like in your thought process, you're being motivated by the sacral chakra and what brings you joy. What's actually happening in your vortex is you're being motivated. You're still being motivated by what makes you feel empowered and confident and stuff with that Scorpio energy. So we still in that Scorpio season. Don't forget, we don't enter Sagittarius constellation until December 18th. So we still in Scorpio season. On the feminine side of the solar plexus chakra is Aries. We got the fire in your gut over here, bringing new beginnings. Because whatever the gut tells you to do something, it creates a new beginning in your space, right? Your whole body start to move towards whatever your gut told you to do. Or you ignore your gut and you still experience a whole new beginning because of that. So we have Chiron over here transmuting our wounds into a superpower. Aries, which is the primordial, feminine energy, bringing us to our inner rebellion energy. And that's why you see a lot of Liliths out here living their best life. You also see a lot of people being more tapped into their feminine side. And when I say feminine, I don't mean woman or girl. I mean your intuition, your emotions, your spiritual self. That is all feminine, your non-physical self. And so we're all collectively experiencing new beginnings in that realm. I love it here. It's more emotional, spiritual support groups for men happening and women alike. And that's also why you see whether you go the love and light fairy realm or you go the BDSM realm with the fucking centaurs and all that stuff like that. It doesn't matter which side of the spectrum you go to. Both sides of Aries are rebellious to the overall collective indoctrination. Neither one of them are in alignment with the powers that be. They both rebel. So that's something that we can agree on. All right. The true node is the direction that we're going in. So how the true node is calculated is the true node and the south node are the moon's two furthest points on its orbit. So we got the one going towards, this is the energy you're going towards, and the south node is our comfort level. So you're supposed to tie up your comfort level, which right now is Libra. We've gotten comfortable in contracts. We've gotten comfortable in our interpersonal relationships and being all lovey-dovey and everybody's, the home familiar marriage structure and all that. We got comfortable in all those things. We got comfortable and all the different forms and stuff we fill out. We got comfortable in our bonds, the secure bonds we had. We got comfortable in all that stuff. The way we got the justice system set up, everything. Got comfortable with it. So we're taking that and we're moving towards Aries new beginnings, and we're finding new law and courage fearlessness with it. However, in the midst of it, we're creating transformation in the middle of it. So we have Pluto sitting over there in Capricorn making its way to Aquarius. So as you're going from the south node to the north node, we have transformation happening in the middle. And that's a good time. We live here, right? Yay. I get that emotional shit because a nigga been crying for no reason. Why you out here crying for no reason? You got a reason. You gotta ask yourself, what's the reason? What's the reason? Sometimes you just gotta release. Sometimes you realize certain things like, bro, on Thursdays, I just gotta cry the fuck out. Or when the moon is over here, bitch, I'm finna cry. That's why they used to like make fun of us as the natives on this land. We used to just always be fucking crying. They showed the one tear in the "We Are the World" commercial because we was just out like, bro, it's finna be a motherfucking Cancer moon tear fall. I've definitely been super sensitive lately. Yeah, yes, that's the Aries. You know, Aries is gonna be in Aries till like 2000. 46 as far as on the Vedic scale go. Aries has been in Aries on the tropical scale since 1920. So when you think about the 1920s, you think about, I want to say 1924. But when you think about the 1920s, that was the beginning. Well, not the beginning. You know, we had the late 1800s. We had a couple feminine women that was like, yeah, fuck this shit in the late 1800s. But that was a lot of, you know, the witch trials and stuff, and the women being birthed at the stake. And then they was like, bitch, we finna come back. And now we got Megan Thee Stallion and Sexy Red and Ice Spice, and you trying to tell me these bitches didn't come back? Oh, I'm just playing, not really. But yeah, so like in the 1920s, that's when we started getting like the suffrage, you know, expansion there, you know, Black women being on the forefront of a lot of things, a lot of activism movements, not just for women, but for, you know, multiple facets, Black women being on the face of those things. And just women in general, you know, we've been getting rights and privileges and all this recognition and equality and superiority and all that funky shit in between, you know, ever since. And that's, you know, a nice divine alignment of Aries. The television show Xena is the like Hollywood's interpretation of Aries energy. Xena was out here beating ass. I think it's just a release, man. And yeah, the moon be having me in my damn face. Yeah, sometimes I cry because I just need to cry. Like there's nothing wrong with me. Just feel like a good day to do that. Pisces moon, Cancer rising, Sag sun. Yeah. I'm not gonna laugh until I turn the camera off. Then I might chuckle like, dang, that's crazy. um so that's what's going on the Aries side. We got the true node. So we're moving towards we're moving towards this energy. We're moving towards turning our wounds into a superpower. We're moving towards, you know, utilizing our inner feminine energy to rebel against the grain. And that's what the energy that we're using to assist Pluto and creating those transformations in the root chakra energy. And then we have the midheaven here, which means that's where like the center of our sky is right now in Aries. So we look up, you know, we're in the middle of our true node. And then on the masculine side, the external side is Almea. Almea is a goddess in the Pacific Islands. She deals with like your flow with nature, if you will. And we have that in Scorpio. We're flowing with the storms. We're flowing with the waters. We're flowing in the realms of enforcement. Things are just naturally flowing that way to be in a space of transformation. People are really being put in their spaces, being put on their squares, you know, for where they're supposed to be when the transformation occurs. You know, I be telling people, learn your Scorpio placements, your Pluto placements, especially when Pluto hits Aquarius, because this will be your contribution, how you contribute to the collective transformation in that Aquarius energy. You know, the first time, Pluto hitting Aquarius for the first time happened on 5/23/23. That's 555. And I forget what time it happened, but the numbers that it happened was crazy. And the moment it happened, I was doing a live with y'all. I was on live with y'all. And the moment that the transit happened, it was thunder and lightning. It was like boom, 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 boom. And then this girl across the street, she was like, bro, I beat everybody's fucking ass. Like, yo, all that shit just happened at the same time. It was so crazy. I was like, bro, I wonder what her placements was. She was probably a Scorpio. She went over there and she was across the street fucking shit up. She was telling everybody that they can get it. That was crazy how that happened all at the same time. So I'm very curious as to what's gonna happen when that shit happen again. When Pluto hit Aquarius again, shit gonna get crazy. So that's what we have to look for. You know, Pluto just went prograde in October. Pluto went prograde, so we're repeating those degrees again that led us up to Pluto hitting Aquarius in March. So you'll see a lot of repeat of events that happened last late winter, early spring. You'll see a repeat of things. Especially in the transformations in the realm with the cryptocurrency and stuff. Like I said, if we know about the cosmos and the patterns and stuff like that, certain powers to be, they know too, and they've been playing with it for decades and centuries because their parents always kept them on it. So you're going to see a lot of rituals being done to keep, you know, certain powers to be and powers that be. Like, you know, it is what it is. You know, if anything, that should empower you to do some shit. I ain't saying traffic kids, but like if they harnessing the power, why don't you fucking do it with your friends? Like they're not out there doing it by themselves in their basement. They're going to Diddy parties. You know how many people go to a Diddy party for for them to have a collective seance on some shit? Like it's not, you know, it's a lot of people that be at the like in January when they do the inauguration or whatever, right? It's a lot of people that be at those things to where like that's actually when Pluto hits Aquarius again, is during the inauguration. So, you know, that's a whole thing by itself. A lot of the, like I was telling y'all when I was a personal reader for a politician, like a lot of the different events that they have are in alignment with, you know, major stars and stuff. So it's not so much as what they wear on the inside. A lot of them have a lot of different shit going on underneath that their clothes. They be having them boring ass black suits or navy blue suits on. That's for the cameras. They wear different colors and fabrics. Fabrics is also a thing, y'all. Fabrics that y'all wear. It's a reason why in the Bible they was telling y'all not to mix fabrics, because the fabrics have electromagnetic fields too, just because they're made out of plants and animal skins and stuff, just like, you know, plants and animals have electromagnetic fields. So does the fabrics that you put on you. So that was the science behind not mixing them, because, you know, pure fabrics have certain effects on your electromagnetic field, and these motherfuckers know that shit, bro. They be wearing certain things. They be very intentional, bro. These people are very, very intentional with how they harness energy and how they harness y'all energy. When y'all be watching them on the screens, they already know how they're gonna make you feel. Like if y'all pay attention to the, I remember I took political science class and they was teaching us how to give like speeches, and they was telling us like the importance of repeating the same shit over and over again. You're supposed to have like that slogan or that catchphrase that you keep repeating over and over and over again in your speech. Now I see people starting to catch on to that now, because they starting to listen to their fellow conspiracy theorists that be playing the speeches over and showing them. But once upon a time when you couldn't catch that shit, they was really like speaking, they was conditioning you. They was speaking spells in your head to where like you repeating the slogan, even if not directly out your mouth. Now you're repeating it in your actions and how you do things and stuff like that. Your Saturn is in Scorpio in the 11th house. Ooh, transformations to your challenges. May you be empowered by your challenges. And a lot of those is coming from your social interactions. And they're helping you rise above so you can like seek social justice for people around you and stuff like that. Whatever energy rules over your 11th house, that's the energy that your social circles give back to you when you're giving them that Saturn in Scorpio. So you put your challenges in your life in your solar plexus chakra. Allow them to empower you. I was recording the storm out this way. I definitely remember that. I'm not ready. Palace is also here in Scorpio. Palace is the genius qualities that you overlook in yourself. So a lot of y'all have been overlooking y'all Scorpio placements. Stop it. Definitely get into your draconic chart. You know, a lot of you guys have been overlooking your solar plexus placements, Scorpio, Aries, and Mars, these three spaces. Look into them so that you may create in your solar plexus chakra and rise accordingly. Sappho is also here. That's like, you know, when you tap into your solar plexus chakra and use a certain kind of way, you can definitely serenade the hoes and whoever else you want to serenade. Your sun is in Aquarius. So when Pluto enters Aquarius, it's going to create a lot of transformations in your experiences. So the sun isn't who you are. Your rising and your moon are more who you are than your sun. Your sun is just the kind of experiences you have. You have Aquarius experiences. A lot of your experiences are rooted in you being a unique individual and how that affects other people around you. Some people be triggered and irritated by you and your uniqueness and individuality, most likely because their Aquarius placements are probably like Lilith or some type of like, new moon or crescent moon situation they got over there or something like that. Or their Mars might be, an Aquarius or something. So that's when you get into energy awareness, like, oh, my Aquarius is, triggering you wherever you might have some air energy. Not just Aquarius, it could be Libra or Gemini. Their Lilith might be in Libra or Gemini, but just because of the kind of experience, your masculine energy you're putting out, it triggers theirs. Good or bad, doesn't matter. But anyway, that's the kind of experiences you have, is how your Aquarius is interacting with other people's energies. And then your moon is who you are at your comfort self. Peace, peace, beloved. And your rising is your appearance. That's more so who you are, the energy you give off when you walk in a room. That deals definitely with your Kundalini energy as it goes through your different placements. But yeah, that's what I got for you for solar plexus chakra. Stop overlooking your solar plexus chakra. Those different wounds you got in y'all lives, y'all keep trauma bonding with different people in Hollywood and entertainment. Y'all keep trauma bonding with each other on social media and shit. Stop that shit. No more trauma bonding. Those are called challenges, and they're here because this planet is a gym and you had to lift up some weights, and it don't feel good to lift up weights. It's actually very tiring and it does a lot to your muscles. It's not a good time. So but afterwards you get to look in the mirror and you feel like the best dressed. So move like that accordingly. And that's what Chiron and Aries, new beginnings to how you're interpreting the different experiences you're having. Stop being a little baby all the time. Anyway, now we make it up to our heart chakra. So Venus is sitting in Libra. You be proud of me. I did all my charts and mistake. Yay! So I have a little diary where I wrote all my charts out, and I just, every day or every now and then, whatever, however I feel. Because I got like 3 or 4 different diaries. So it's whichever one I'm in the mood to write in for the day. But I'll be like, all right, my placements I want to look at for today is I'll be comparing this chart with this chart and this chart and how that makes me feel and different ways I can reflect on that in my life. And oh, that makes sense because when I was this age, I went through that and like I be having a whole thing with myself. I love it here. Yeah, so Venus is in Libra. Venus is in its home space. By the end of this month, it will be in Sagittarius. So we will have a whole Venus and Scorpio experience. And then Scorpio and Venus and Sagittarius by the end of the month. We have already entered Venus and Scorpio, actually. Venus entered Scorpio today. It actually entered Scorpio on today, December 5th today at 4:20 a.m. Venus entered Scorpio. So more Scorpio energy in your vortex. Ew. We love it here. This is like the third quarter of cuffing season. It's where like it gets dark outside for real, and the babies are made. On the feminist side, we got Taurus energy, and we already know. We got net het and the het root, and yeah, they're two different, energies. However, they do the same thing. We're still dealing with like sensual forces, and the actual like Kundalini vibrating your vortex here. This is where you can actually attract things here. You have the eye of beauty and how people view your beauty. And that's not just with like love and romance, but that's with sensual attraction altogether, but also with wealth. Money loves me. I love it here. So we were talking about Jupiter when I was talking about the sacral chakra, right? We were talking about Jupiter being Taurus and Uranus over there being there. So it's expanding our mindset in the realms of wealth and love and what that looks like and the different kind of bonds that we're in and the relationships we're in. And then a lot of us are like holding on for dear life for those familial structures that our grandparents lied to us about, because they was not all butterflies and roses. They went through things, but they only told y'all the good parts. So y'all over there holding on to y'all versions of fairy tales. Some people are holding on to, Disney movies. It depends on who you are. And so Uranus is like, nah, fuck that. And it's pushing everything off the table. And it's like, y'all gonna do something different. You got to think about money and love in a whole different realm. I want to push y'all to do and be different. Setna is also here. Setna being here is nice. Well, Setna was in Gemini for a little bit, which was a big deal because Sedna had been a Taurus since the 60s. And Sedna is the asteroid that deals with like our overall spiritual awakening. And so, you know, Sedna, we think about the 60s. 60s was about love. It, we were in love. Everybody was eating all the plants. We was out here living like Alice in Wonderland. We eating the shrooms. We eating this plant. We eating that plant. Smoke this, smoke that. You know, the government was definitely like experimenting people. That's that alignment with Libra and Taurus. You know, Libra is the jurisdiction, the contracts, and the bonds, right? You know, those are the different things that was going on in the early 60s of being present. You know, all you need is love. Love is the movement. We love, 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 love. And Sedna just entered Taurus on the Vedic scale. So even though, you know, right now we're in a like a weird moment, we're at a 29 degree, and 29 degrees is a very like, because you're like in the middle of being mutable here and cardinal there. And it's kind of like the sound in between changing channels. So that's where we're at with Sedna and Taurus. So as a collective, like, some people are really feeling this 29 degree. Please check on your strong friends. Please check on y'all peoples. Anybody need me to check on them? I'm gonna check on y'all. I got y'all. But check on y'all peoples or whatever, because during this period of time it could be very difficult. You know, that 29 degree already in the space of darkness, etc. etc. It gets weird here. And then Senno will re-enter back into Gemini shortly, in like a month or so. So our spiritual awakening will be back towards community, but we have to, you know, we're going through this little space here right now. Having a spiritual awakening in love and money. Now, on the masculine side of things, we got Maki Maki here, which is another Pacific Island deity, and this deity is kind of like associated with like Leo Heru energy, where it's like masculine, it's the sun, it's your experiences, it's all that type of vibe. So we have that in Libra. So a lot of like experiences towards justice, haha, peace, justice. A lot of experiences towards justice and duality, finding harmony in your space. Again, coming back to those bonds and contracts. A lot of y'all, listen, if y'all didn't pay attention to the website, who when I say onestupidfuck.com, if y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, get it together. Get it together right now. Onestupidfuck.com. I know is vulgar. He is just as vulgar as I am. He might be a little worse because some of his jokes I was like, whoa. But like, I really like his candor. If you guys can listen to me, you guys can definitely listen to him. He speaks on removing yourself from all these contracts to remove jurisdiction of the United States of America from your personal self and declaring yourself a human and not a corporation or a trust, so that you can actually be a beneficiary to your shit. There's a lot of other people teaching it. I finally found somebody who teaches it in like layman's terms that I can understand, on top of the fact that he's a lawyer. So he's not trying to sell me into his empire or his temple or his whatever the fuck. He's literally just saying, hey, I'm a lawyer. I know law. I was trying to go through different things, and this is, you know, whatever. And he's very transparent about his level of knowledge. It's layers to his classes, because you're literally growing and learning with him with a lot of things. Not the beginning shit that you don't know about though. Like, he gonna expand your shit. I really love it here. And so I would say that if you're going to be into a Libra, learning, even if you don't want to remove the contracts that the United States has on you, at least know what they are. At least know how you can exercise them and manipulate them and be the alchemist of your own reality and certain things, so you can stop walking around like people had got their foot on your neck. You get what I'm saying? Liberate yourself. And that's what we learn a lot with Libra, because, you know, Libra is associated with people pleasing energy and just going along and getting along. And when it comes to the political corporations and other corporations they connected to, we have been people pleasing. We've been on that soft wet blanket shit that Libra energy can be on. But like I said, this is the South Node. So it's easy to go back to this because this is a comfort zone. We've been comfortable in the Libra. We got to get out of it. No more people pleasing. And I'm not just talking about in your interpersonal relationships. I'm talking about in your bonds and contracts with these corporations out here, these political corporations, you know, your utilities, the landlords, all of that. Like, you know, it's not just about you and your personal life. all the time. It's about the collective as well. And what you do for yourself affects the collective. And that's why we keep saying unity is key. Come together. Rah, 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 rah. Stop trying to do everything by your fucking self. It's a group of us out here. We want to love you. But find your tribe and vibe, and move together as a unit. That makes things happen a whole lot easier, especially when you have a really good spiritual support group. And if anybody is interested in joining my spiritual support group, I do have a spiritual support group. We do welcome people. We meet on Telegram. A phone call is every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And throughout the week, we just be texting each other and just keeping each other lifted. Some people go off and have their own personal conversations with each other, but for the most part, we always come back together on Mondays. And we'll keep expanding from there. But yeah, it's a really dope group. It's small. It's not nothing that you'll get lost in and whatever. But if you need it, it's here. I have it. I got one. See if you fit in. If you don't fit in, there's no hard feelings. But yeah, that's what we got to get out of, that comfort zone of being a people pleaser, being a wet blanket, and going along with the bonds and contracts because we don't want to overstand them, or we moving in that fear of, oh, if I take this back, if I say no, that's a bad thing. They're not gonna like me anymore. Fuck them. Do you like them? You worried about them liking you? Do you like them? Because I don't. You know what I mean? You worried about the government accepting you? Do you accept the government? So that's what's all happening in our Libra energy. I'm gonna type it in the chat. It's called onestupidfuck.com. It's literally it's literal what I'm saying. And his name is Brandon something. And when you subscribe to his website, what he does is he emails you a video every day. And the video, I haven't watched a video that was longer than an hour and 15 minutes. So, and it's a lot of information. He tells you where to look. He also gives you insight on other people that he also looks up to. He's very transparent. And I love transparency. Like, let's grow. Okay, so now we're in the throat chakra. Mercury rules over the throat chakra. Mercury is all about how you teach, how you learn, how you speak, how you listen, your moral, ethical code, your habits, your rituals, your routines, your health, and your wellness. All that stuff is Mercury. And right now, Mercury is in Sagittarius energy. Mercury will be going retrograde on the 13th of this month, which is pretty exciting. We're happy to be here about that. I love Mercury retrogrades. The only thing that happens in Mercury retrogrades that might blow me, but for the most part they don't, is my technology. My technology be like, girl, we don't give a fuck about you. And that also depends on where Mercury is at during the retrograde. Like Mercury and Sagittarius retrograde, I have to pay attention this time around to see what happens specifically in a Sagittarius retrograde. But when Mercury be in that Gemini shit with like the springtime retrograde, it'd be like, girl, fuck your tech. Fuck your tech. And that's cool. Whatever. I'll take it. But with Mercury and Sagittarius, I could see like repeating patterns as far as like temptation. Like this month is going to be full of temptation. We started off the month with the Lilith portal. We know the Lilith portal is like the dark side of the moon. This is when we get really heavy into that occultism, the sensual, pleasure-seeking energy of it. So that's how we started off the month. So I don't know if a lot of you guys have been experiencing it, but it's been a lot of temptation to tap into your sacral chakra and allow yourself to feel pleasure. Now, some of y'all sticks in the motherfucking mud. I can't stand y'all because y'all serve it down. Like I be over here on my nunnery and I don't. I really be living my life, but this is what it looks like when you live your life respectively. Like I don't need to disrespect myself. I don't need to broadcast myself. I don't need to do nothing to have my kind of fun. But you live your life over there and you keep suppressing yourself and then wonder why you got fucking cancers and tumors and fibroids in your reproductive organs. And all of that is physical responses to the fact that you don't circulate your reproductive organs. You're not allowing your sacral chakra to feel sensuality. The only sense that you feel is touch. That's all. You only got one sense. It's touch. That's it. You feel touch through different ways. You can feel touch through the sensories in your nose that make smell. You can feel touch with the lights touching your eyeballs that make sight. You can feel touch on your tongue that ignites, the concept of taste. You can feel touch with inside the hairs in your ears that make sound. You feel touch on your skin that makes the touch. You feel the antennas in your energy that creates that sixth sense touch. Everything is fucking touch, bro. And if you're not allowing yourself to touch stuff, you are stagnating your sacral chakra. So, I mean, and that only goes for the sticks in the bud. Now, for some of you guys that are developing, that are like exercising, different disciplinary techniques and stuff like that to reward yourself later, cool. You want to stop smoking weed for a little while. You want to abstain from sex. You want to, go on a diet. Y'all want to fast. I see somebody. I've actually seen quite a few people fasting from weed and fasting from certain foods, and I'm here for it. Fast. That is also a part of this situation too. Is if you have been overindulging in your sacral chakra, and you have, your spirit is already inclined to say, okay, we need some balance. You need to be touched. Oh, why you don't be messaging a homie? We could fix that. But yeah, so sacral chakra, balance that shit. If you feel like your sacral chakra is too all over the place, then you could always create a regimen for yourself for this month. Because a lot of people want to wait until like January 1st to do that shit, but this month is actually the month to do it. And if you've been in line with my mathematics, you know why. God, go there. But here in the throat chakra, this is where we're dealing with the habits and routine, and we're creating something in the realms of our sacral chakra in that realm. That's why I did all that I just said. So in the feminine side of the sacral chakra, we got the 10th house. We just got the 10th house there. So like being the successes here, this is when the midheaven is here, is basically saying Earth is in Gemini. So we about the community right now. You'll see the community coming together for a lot of different things, giving out food to the poor, to the less fortunate, families coming together, friendsgivings, friendsmas, friends coming together for New Year's, parties, events, lots of traveling going on, this, that, and the third. And that's the sliding scale from the 10th house to the 9th house that's happening in Gemini. 1 week not smoking weed, just randomly stop. That's dope. Congratulations, my love. I love it here for y'all. I love it here. Y'all influencing me. I know for a fact when Ramadan come, I'm definitely gonna quit smoking. But if I can, we'll see if I get myself to a space where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna stop it now. But like I told y'all, I've been eating mushrooms, and I really enjoy how the mushrooms make me feel. And I think if I just started working out again. So give me grace, give me space. When I start working out, it does push me to not want to smoke, because I don't like that feeling in my lungs when I just felt good and you're gonna fuck me up. So, I'd be in that space. Now, on the masculine side of our throat chakra, you got Lilith here. Now we're dealing with the harvest. So Gemini is like the invocations in the realms of thoughts. Virgo is how like you harvesting, you're manifesting your space, how it's, materializing. We got Lilith here in our routine. This is coming back to the fact there's a lot of temptation out here. Sacral chakra is on the floor. Keep yourself guarded. First of all, I misspelled that. It's abundantia, something like that. So that's an asteroid, and whatever planets that asteroid is around, it makes it in abundance. So Lilith is in abundance right now. Tapping into your sacral chakra is like everywhere. Is like, woo, this. Juno is also here. Juno is like cuffing season type energy. So Juno is Hera, and we know Hera was a crazy ass wife. She did everything but leave Zeus. It was wild. Like, why is you killing Zeus's kids and his side chicks? Why don't you just leave that nigga? Like, this is crazy. But Juno gives you that kind of like, it's like what you need in a relationship to act like Juno. And right now it's Virgo energy. People want to feel like they're harvesting with someone. People want to feel that wellness in their daily routine. People are longing for that energy of companionship in the daily routine. And for those individuals that are not necessarily getting it, like I got a friend or two. I have a friend, and he's always, always side note mentioning how lonely he is every now and then, and I feel bad, and I'd be like, dang, hope somebody shows up. And somebody always shows up. Like, it's like a family member or a friend always shows up, and that's cool. But like, again, coming back to that mindset, like, check on your friends, your strong friends, the friends that cut all their family members off, the friend that lives far away from family and friends, check on those people during the season, because the way that Virgo placements is lined up is like they could be feeling certain things in abundance, and they just need someone to let them know, I give a fuck about you, homie. I love you. So now we in the I didn't mean to go back down to the heart chakra. We have made it to the third eye, y'all. We in the sixth chakra. Y'all made it. Thank y'all for chilling for y'all really be rocking with me. Y'all over here. We have the sun in Sagittarius, and we have the moon in Cancer. Oof, oof, oof. And so it's just feelings all around through. Y'all know we started the month off on the Vedic chart with the moon being at 0 degrees Cancer. That was another component to the Lilith portal being open, and that was a good time. I enjoyed it. Did y'all enjoy being live with me on Lilith? We got to talk about Lilith placements, and then we even had somebody show up and talk about their current relationship with Lilith and how aligned it was in their natal chart. That was wild. Your Virgo is North Node. Oh, I got you. You know my sun, moon, Mercury, and Venus all in Virgo. I got you, friend. I got you. That's why your cards be all dark whenever I be pulling cards for you. You better rise above that Virgo shit. Don't let that shit pull you down. That Virgo shit is heavy. And I know there's somebody else in here that got a Virgo moon. That Virgo overthinker shit get heavy, bro. I'm so glad that I had periods of time, my youth, I let that Virgo energy beat my ass in my youth. I was succumbed to the overthinking and the random depression things and stuff like that. Now I just be happy, like I don't know how I was functioning once upon a time. I really don't. I was sad as shit for I wouldn't say no reason. I had reasons, but it was just a lot of it was in my head. And now when those silly things try to happen again to try to like test my strength, I'd be like, psh, 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 bro, we don't do that shit no more. The fuck? I've been delivered. Don't come over here with that bullshit, bro. Your Venus is in Virgo. Yeah, my Venus is in Virgo too. That don't be crazy too. We crazy in that realm as well. It's like we ain't never happy. It be that voice in my head like, bitch, you gotta be you need the back seat. You just be nitpicking. Let me be happy. Pisces moon, my chart is a train wreck. My chart is very consolidated, and I love consolidation. That's the funny part. I love consolidation. All right, so let's get into the third eye. So we got the sun in Sagittarius, so we're having sacral chakra experiences. We done talked about sacral chakra energy like this whole time. It's everywhere. The moon is currently in Cancer. Well, we started the month off with moon in Cancer, and that was a good time, opening up that Lilith portal there. Don't forget that the sun is still in Scorpio. We're still in Scorpio energy until December 17th. Which is cool because that's also Obatala's feast day or Saturnalia. It depends on what you practice. I'm on point, thank you. It depends on what you practice, but yeah. On the feminine side, we have all set, which is the connection between Asar all set. So that's when we get into the connection between the air energy of Aquarius, which is your mindset. That's your root chakra that's supposed to be rooted in the cosmos. So this is how you get that. I don't know if you ever seen those images. Oh, my Instagram turned off. I don't know if you guys ever seen those images with Instagram was being a hater. They just cut me off. Why they do me like that? When you see the body, and on the body they have the connection between the head and the where the root chakra would be at or whatever and stuff like that. And then you see the colors, like that's how your vibrations move. That's the connection between the SAR and all set between your crown and your root chakra or whatever. Try this corny. Corny.com. It's all right. My whole Planetary forecast ain't even up there. They deleted my whole John. They is some haters. Hateration in this holleration. All up in this dancery, bro. But yeah, so that's the connection between the root and the crown chakra, and we love it there. That's when you have that awareness of death, of being of one amongst the collective, which is a big theme this month with that 12, that 1 2. So we have Vesta here and Cancer energy. By the end of the month, Vesta goes into retrograde back into Gemini. So but right now we started the month off with Vesta in Cancer. Vesta is the asteroid that's like, you know how you have a Vestral fire, you have these Vestral virgins that dance around the fire or whatever, and they had to stay virgins to keep the fire going and stuff like that. So like psychologically speaking, when you engage in sex, there are certain like neurotransmitters that go off in your head, and when you engage in certain activities, these same neurotransmitters will go off, giving you that same kind of sensation. So when you get into your spiritual DNA code, you can look at your Vesta placement to pin down what activity is giving you that same sensual, sensation that you're having sex. Like me being transparent with y'all, my Vesta is in Gemini. So when I'm engaged in like communication, teaching, learning, being in my community, stuff like that, oh yeah, you made it. Being in those spaces, that gives me that makes the same neurotransmitters go off as if I was engaging in sexual activity. So that's what Vesta is. Now on a collective scale, Vesta is in Cancer. We're moving back to Gemini. So we start off with it in Cancer. We were in a space where, like, especially at the beginning of the month on December 1st, I know for a fact people tapped into, the Lilith portal, December, getting prepared for solstice, all of our seances and the different holidays. It's so much spiritual stuff that goes on this month. I know when December 1st hit, people couldn't wait to put up those Christmas trees. That's also spiritual. That's spiritual adornments that you're putting up. You created a whole altar. You made your whole house an altar, and you made it an altar for your neighborhood. If you put the lights on outside and had all the stuff outside, you guys had lights, which is fire. You guys had the different, light up things or whatever, the music and all that stuff like that. You guys got the elements on your porches and stuff, and you have them inside your house with more decorum. That's all. That's all witchcraft, y'all. Y'all all got witchcraft all up in your crib, thinking you celebrating Christmas. And it's fun here. But that was the spirit. That's that Cancer energy. Like that's giving to people, that day after Thanksgiving, everybody quick go straight into that shit. You know what I mean? And then throughout the month, like I said, Vesta goes back into Gemini. So it goes back into doing things for the community. We did all the spiritual stuff on December 1st. Now it's going to be really into, like I said, friendsmas and gift giving and donations, and we're donating for Toys for Tots and donating money, and people do a lot of volunteer work and community service around this time of year, especially for people in hospice and the Ronald McDonald House. I love going to the Ronald McDonald House. I fucking love those kids, bro. They do something special to my fucking spirit, bro. All those different things you could do, and people are usually in the spirit of doing it around this time of year. And that's the Vesta in Gemini. So we are always in alignment with the planets. Always, always, always. IG clicked me. Yeah, IG was hating on me. They cut me off and then told me that there was something that I was playing in the background of my video. Bro, I don't even have nothing playing in the background. That's crazy. The moon we also started the moon in Cancer. The moon does everything. The moon be everywhere every day, but that's how we started off in Cancer. So Vesta and Cancer were in alignment, so our intuitive, our spiritual nature was definitely in alignment with what makes us passionate. And then when we get to the crown chakra, we're in a space where we've gotten all of our physical chakras in alignment, and now we're in our non-physical self, and we're connecting to the cosmic cloud. And so now we've uploaded into the collective. Now we're into the year of 7, basically, in a nutshell. This is when we get into the year. When you speak about numerology, when you get into the month, it's kind of collective, day kind of collective, but when you get into the year, it's like, okay, we out there. And then I always tell people, pay attention to your personal numbers. Like, what's your personal numbers? What's your birthday? Align your birthday with today's numbers. Like, my birthday is 9/19, so a 9 in alignment with the 3. creation on my nines, you know, retribution with the things that I've created. 19, that's 1 and 9, that comes back into 10, 1. So I got 1 on the 5, you know. I actually did go on some adventures by myself today and tapped into some curities by myself today. I had to take some initiatives. I didn't feel like it because it's cold as shit outside, but I did it. um but yeah, and that was good. I definitely used that 1 and 5 today. I really did. I'm happy. I made this long ass to-do list and I've really been chomping through that shit. I love it here. But yeah, you align your personal numbers that mean something to you. You know, maybe you got an anniversary day and you want to align yourself, and that's also how you can get into, like, you know, how your relationships with other people go, the numbers and stuff. um so now we're in the solstices, December solstices, and this is what it looks like and stuff, and we're here, and now I can like speed read. So this now we're just gonna get into, you know, December. You ready? So December 1st, we started the day off with an 86% waning gibbous moon. The moon was in Cancer. Taurus was opposite the sun that day. The activity of the puppet Velas began that day. Their max activity is on the 7th, and they go at 10 an hour. The moon and Persephone were also in conjunction that day at 9:51 p.m. The moon was 3.6 degrees north, and separation was at 11:07 p.m. Also, the Cassiopeia meteor shower started that day. Now, the peak of that meteor shower is on the 8th. Oh no, it's on the 6th. It's actually today. Today is the peak. Today is the peak of the shower, and you can find that from the W of Cassiopeia. That constellation is up there by Draco and all of that. December 2nd, we started the day off with a 79% waning gibbous moon. The moon was in Leo. Ceres and Graphius were in conjunction. That's the placement of agriculture sitting over there near those Scorpius stars. That gave off the Mars and Saturn energy. That's what Graphias gives off, Mars and Saturn. So it's like being meticulous and learning how to move and navigate through, you know, different challenges in your space, having those aha moments of problem solving and stuff, definitely. Or you could have succumbed to it and tried to go into your Mars with an emotional realm and started sabotaging. It's really up to you and your personal energy, how you flip that tarot card. And then it went to the Shuba, giving off the same kind of energy. Aldebaran was opposite the sun. The Phoenician from the Phoenix constellation, that meteor shower reached its peak on the 2nd. That meteor shower goes from November 28th to December 9th. Mercury entered the Capricorn zodiac around 4 a.m. December 3rd, we had a 70% waning gibbous moon. We were in Leo with it. Ceres and Graphias were in minimal angle, so we still have that agricultural energy around the Scorpius claws. Graphias and Deshubia are like in between the Scorpius claws and the Libra scales. So it's between, like, you know, transformations and liberations. The activity of the Sigma Hydras began. They move at like 3 an hour, and their maximum activity is on December 12th. The moon and Regulus were in conjunction. And then Abundantria was trine Neptune. So the planet of abundance was supporting Neptune on the 3rd. So if you guys have been getting heavy downloads or alignments with your Akashic records, spiritual awakenings and stuff like that, that was because that energy of abundance was over there with Neptune. If you've been dealing with heavy karmic retribution on December 3rd, that's because abundance was over there by Saturn and karma. December 4th, we started the day off with a 60% waning gibbous moon. Now the moon was in Virgo. And oh, yeah, I love when the moon is in Leo and Virgo, because I do be organizing shit and getting shit done. I love it here. Thank you, hindsight. The moon was the furthest distance to the earth, and then Mercury had the longest evening elongation. So Mercury is going to be doing some stuff this month as it goes into its own personal new moon phase with us, because Mercury will be having its largest elongation. Then it's going to be having its inferior conjunction later on this month. December 5th, we started the day off with a 50% last quarter moon. There was no set rise time, but the setting time was 12:50 p.m. Still in that Virgo moon energy. Hey, still getting shit done. The sunrise at 7:05 a.m. and set at 4:33 p.m. The last quarter moon was at 12:50 a.m. It was best visible right before sunrise. And then the activity of the Leonis minorites began. Their max activity is on the 20th of this month, and they move at 5 an hour. And then also Venus entered the Scorpio zodiac this morning at 4:20 a.m. Now, December 6th, we here. We started the day off with a 40% waning crescent moon. We are in that moon of cleansing. Now we're cleansing the intangible things out of our space. The moon rising at 12:29 a.m. and setting at 1:10 p.m. We're in the Virgo zodiac with it. The sun rising at 7:06 a.m. and setting at 4:33 p.m. Neptune is stationary at 2:02 p.m. prior to going prograde. Oh, that happens today? Oh, shit. I'm glad I'm here. Well, Neptune goes stationary today at 2:02 p.m. Y'all trying to link up with me? Well, I'm probably going to just like do a little breathing and play some music and shit. And just give thanks for that retrograde. Mars and Aries are in conjunction today at 9:31 p.m. Mars will be 4.3 degrees north. And Aries is the red and green star that's located at the heart of the Scorpius constellation. It gives out the energy of Mars and Jupiter, which is liberal, but also like a little demanding at the same time, rash and headstrong. It gives out the energy of discord and conspiracy. So, somebody sitting at the round table today, being motivated to sit at a round table and conspire some things today. Under a Virgo moon would be fire. And then the Cassiope meteor shower max activity is also today. And that comes from the constellation Andromeda. Now, tomorrow, December 7th, we start the day off with a 31% waning crescent moon. The moon rising at 1:29 a.m. and setting at 1:30 p.m. We are in the Libra zodiac energy with it. The sunrise at 7:07 a.m. and setting at 4:33 p.m. The moon and Parima are a minimal angle at 5:33 a.m. The moon will be 2 degrees southwest. Conjunction at 10:12 a.m. The moon will be 2.7 degrees south, and it will be visible. Parima is the star of prophecy in the Virgo constellation. So even though we've entered the Libra zodiac energy with the moon, we're still in the Virgo constellation because, more Virgo energy. Yes, Virgos are the one to get it done. That's the mantra. The puppet velas reach max activity on the 7th. They move at 10 an hour. The Geminids begin. Bro, if y'all know me, y'all know for the past 3 years since I've been really getting into sky watching, the Geminids are my Jimmy Jam. They move at 120 an hour, so you are going to catch them, especially because this year, the max activity day is actually during a new moon, and we love it here. That means that the sky is going to be dark as shit, and we're definitely going to catch those, and they're coming from the Gemini constellation, which is right there on the screen. Right here. So catch them Jones. The max activity is on the 14th. Mercury and Cause Borealis will be at minimal angle at 3:52 p.m. Mercury will be 0.3 degrees north-northwest. Conjunction at 6:07 p.m. When Mercury will be 0.3 degrees north. And no, that will not be visible because Mercury is entering its like quote unquote new moon phase where like it's about to be invisible by the end of the month. Cause Borealis is a star in the Sagittarius constellation. It promotes idealistic ideas, mental stimuli, justice, strength, flexibility, and reasoning. We're dealing with ambition and pride. It's a good star for business and justice. And Mercury, what did I say? Mercury is over there, so we're applying that to our daily routine. So that's a good time to also sit at the round table and come up with a really good idea of how we're gonna fight back. Fuck them. Mars in Aries at minimal angle at 9:11 p.m. Mars is 4.3 degrees north. Notice will not be visible. The moon covers the star Eta Virginis, which is a triple star system in the Virgo constellation. On December 8th, we start the day off with a 22% waning crescent moon. The moon rising at 2:30 a.m. and setting at 1:51 p.m. We're in the Libra zodiac energy with it. The sun rising at 7:08 a.m. and setting at 4:33 p.m. The moon and Spica will be in conjunction. The moon is still in Virgo constellation, y'all. Ow. That conjunction happens at 9:36 a.m. The moon will be 1.46 degrees north. Minimal angle at 11:32 a.m. The moon will be 1.2 degrees north northeast. We'll be able to observe that at 6:32 a.m. with a 2.3 degree north northwest separation. The moon will be on descending node of its orbit, so it'll start getting closer towards us. That begins at 10:20 a.m. The earliest sunset of the year at 4:33 p.m. is happening on December 8th, y'all. The Cassiope meteor shower will also end on this day, and then Mercury will be at its highest altitude in the sky, which is also called, and it'll also be at dichotomy, which means it's half phase with a magnitude of -3. God dang. December 9th, we start the day off with a 14% waning crescent moon, still in that moon of cleansing. The moon rising at 3:34 a.m. and setting at 2:15 p.m. Now we are in the Scorpio zodiac energy with it. The sun rises at 7:09 a.m. and setting at 4:33 p.m. The moon and Venus will be at minimal angle at 5:26 a.m. The moon will be 3.8 degrees southwest, conjunction at 1:22 p.m. The moon will be 4.6 degrees south. Moon brings the nurturing, energy, and Venus is the vortex. So cuddle up on December 9th, y'all. 12:09. Monocerotids reach max activity. They move at 2 an hour. Monoceros is the constellation of the unicorn, so whimsical energy that day. In fact, don't cuddle that day if you're not trying to have no babies. The Phoenician meteor shower ends activity on that day, and that comes from the Phoenix constellation. Eros will also be entering Pisces zodiac that day on the tropical chart, and that's a fun time. So we have the love energy entering Mayat in those realms. So if you are already in a relationship during that space and time, might be paying a little bit more attention than usual. That's a really romantic day, honestly. Fucking Eros entering Pisces, Monoceros reaching max activity, the moon and Venus, and then the moon is in Scorpio. Yeah, that's a sexy day. Is that on a Friday? Is the ninth? What is the ninth on? That better not be on a Friday. I'm gonna be hot. It's on a Saturday. Oh, Saturn is gonna try to cock block y'all. Saturn like, not on my day. I'm about to say, bro, if that was on a Friday, that was sexy as hell. December 9th. Anyway, December 10th, we're at an 8% waning crescent moon. The moon rising at 4:41 a.m. and setting at 2:43 p.m. We are in the Scorpio's energy with it still. Sunrise at 7:10 a.m. and setting at 4:33 p.m. The moon in Zubin al-Janubi will be at minimal angle at 1:18 a.m. The moon will be 2.4 degrees south-southwest. At 2:51 a.m. The moon will be 2.6 degrees south. We'll be able to observe that at 4:58 a.m. with a 3.3 degrees south-southeast separation. Zubin al-Janubi is in the Libra constellation, so even though we're in the Scorpio zodiac, we're still in the Libra constellation. Zubin al-Janubi hinders journeys, so be careful with that one. It gives off the energy of Saturn and Mars. So challenges in those spaces, but rise above by being, very be a problem solver. Be a problem solver. That's all. Best visibility of Earthshine on the moon is on the 10th. The northern Taurids reached the end of their activity. That was from the Taurus constellation. And the west side of the moon, which is crater Grimaldi, is tipped into view at 3:24 p.m. On December 11th, we start the day off with a 3% waning crescent moon, still in that moon of cleansing. The moon rising at 5:51 a.m., 3:19 p.m. We're creating transformations with that cleanse because we're still in the Scorpio zodiac energy. The sun rising at 7:11 a.m. and setting at 4:33 p.m. The moon in Graphias is at minimal angle at 8:31 a.m. The moon will be 5 degrees south-southwest, conjunction at 2:30 p.m. with the moon being 5.3 degrees south. And no, it's not visible because we're entering the new moon phase. The moon in Dushuba will also be at minimal angle at 9:07 a.m. The moon will be 2 degrees south-southwest, conjunction at 11:32 a.m. with the moon being 2.2 degrees south. And no, this will not be visible. So those two stars are the stars of Scorpius constellation as well. Juno has the best visibility of the year. Juno is located south of Virgo and Leo constellation. It's actually like in between the two. The moon and Antares are in conjunction at 11:13 p.m. The moon will be 0.7 degrees north. Minimal angle at 11:29 p.m. The moon will be 0.7 degrees northeast, and no, it would not be visible. So the moon is going through the Scorpius stars that give off Saturn and Mars energy, and then it ends the evening in the the Mars and Jupiter energy star of Antares. So those are all pretty harsh stars. It's just a matter of being very very methodical it's kind of like a labyrinth will be like punched into your head, and it's just like learning how to maneuver around it without, allowing your emotions to, be get beat up around the circumstances that the challenge is coming through. Because like I said, the universe is not socially indoctrinated, so it doesn't know that this is your sister and that's how you were raised to treat your sister, and like it doesn't know things like that, so it's not really giving a fuck. Psyche also enters the Sagittarius constellation around 3 a.m. So your mind is being on that sacral chakra on the 11th. Good luck with it. 11th is a good day too, because 11th is mastery. You got to rise above that Psyche entering that Sagittarius energy. And what's that? That's on Monday. December 12th, we had a 1% waning crescent moon, the moon rising at 7:03 a.m. and setting at 4:04 p.m. We are in the Sagittarius zodiac energy with it. The sun rises at 7:11 a.m. and setting at 4:34 p.m. Now, the moon and Mars will be at minimal angle at 2:59 a.m. The moon will be 3.8 degrees south southwest, conjunction at 4:34 a.m. The moon will be 3.9 degrees south. And no, this will not be visible because we're still in a new moon phase. Motivation to your spiritual realm, Ashe. Capella will be opposite the sun at 3:38 a.m. This is the best visibility of the year. The Sigma Hydrates meteor shower will reach their max activity moving at 3 hour. The Come Berenices meteor shower activity begins, and their max activity is on the 16th. They move at 3 an hour as well. The new moon will be official at 6:33 p.m. I love those numbers. 6 comes back into the 12. I told y'all 12 is a good number here, and then it's also the 12th. So the new moon rises at 6:33 p.m. That is when the moon is completely between the sun and the earth. Can't see it. Orion will be opposite the sun at 9:30 p.m. This is the best visibility of the year. Sky watchers, for my telescopers out there, can spot Saturn's moon, Titan, north of the planet. Milky Way's dwarf companion, the large Magellanic cloud in the constellation Dorado is at midheaven at 12 a.m. And that's a really pretty cloud. Y'all want to catch that? The little stars inside the clouds. The abundantia is sextile Pluto, so abundance is supporting Pluto transformation. So expect some type of extremity happening that day with transformations happening in our root chakra. On December 13th, we're starting the day with a 0% waxing crescent moon. So now we're in the moon of building. We now have made space to build. Moon rising at 8:12 a.m. and setting at 5:01 p.m. We're in the Sagittarius zodiac energy with it. The sun rises at 7:12 a.m. and setting at 4:34 p.m. Mercury is stationary December 13th at 1:39 a.m. and begins its retrograde motion. The max declination of the moon is during the cycle at 4:52 p.m. The moon and Cos Borealis are in conjunction at 9:55 p.m. The moon is 3 degrees south, minimal angle at 10:17 p.m. with the moon being 3 degrees south. And notice not visible because we're still kind of in the new moon area. We'll be able to observe Orion's nebula. There's like a nice little sword situation happening. Oh, this is a nice little triangle between Venus, the moon, and Zubin El Janubi. If y'all want to catch that. Or Venus, the moon, and Spica. Oh, and this is the Cloud and Dorado constellation. And if I was trying to see if there was like familiar, but this Oh, that's some bullshit. I was mute that whole time. That's ghetto as hell. I was really over here chatting, bro. Thank you. So I was saying, damn, I was just talking about Orion. All right. So you know how in the summertime we got the summertime triangle? I know people on Instagram like, what the fuck? I think, well, in the wintertime you got the winter triangle, and that's the Betelgeuse on the shoulder of Orion in alignment with Canis Minor and Canis Major. And that's the triangle that rises in the sky in the wintertime. um Back here I was talking about the nebula sword or whatever. We'll be able to see that with the naked eye for the next 2 nights for the month or whatever, what have you, especially when we get into the new moon realm around the 13, 14, 15. We definitely gonna be able to see Orion and all this nebula stuff in abundance, especially that triangle star. And then like I told y'all, the Geminids is gonna be at maximum activity, so you're going to be able to definitely see the Geminis constellation that night. It's going to be a really pretty night in the cosmos. You're going to be able to catch all of this. We love it here. I don't remember what else I said, but in a gist, that's what I said. Thank you for letting me know you could hear me. Where was I? What day was I on? I was on the 13th, right? The beginning of Makahiki, with the sighting of the first halo or crescent moon after the first rise of Pleiades. So that is basically the New Year's in Hawaii. After this new moon, what happens is Pleiades rises over the horizon. I bet you that is fucking beautiful. To be in Hawaii and see Pleiades rising over the horizon is wild with the crescent moon. So while that's happening, that is the celebration of their New Year's in Hawaii, which is Makahiki. And then there's also something else. Hold on. Hello. Yes, this is a festival dedicated to the god Lono. Begins when the Pleiades rises over the Hawaiian horizon at sunset. Time of rest. Lono is the god of abundance, brings peace and harvest. No war at this time, and work has stopped. This is also in alignment with what they do with Saturnalia and all that fun stuff. And then Obatala's, festival being on the 17th. Now, in Islam, you have Jamada al-Thani, which is the 6th Islamic month of the year, which begins with the crescent moon finally being visible, which is around this time as well. This is also the month that Muhammad's daughter was born, Sayyida Fatima. She was actually born on the 20th of this month. And those are the big deals that's happening around this new moon, the beginning of the new month and the new year in Hawaii. And that's a good time. We love it here. And I always love to give light to other different religions and walks of life and the cosmos. It's a good time. And it just goes to show how everything is in accordance to the cosmos. So to not care about the stars. I don't understand how all these entities are based upon the stars, and yet they can successfully convince people not to believe in stars. Bro, literally everything they do is based on stars, down to the religion they indoctrinated you with. Even all the wars are fought based upon the stars. The people they've killed is based upon the stars. Getting rid of different currency owners was also based upon the stars. It was all during Aries season, which is the energy of war. They could have killed people in any other season, but they always chose Aries season. You gotta think about stuff like that. Or they chose Taurus season for the cryptocurrency people. Think about it. Everything they do is under stars. They're very ritualistic people. Even some of them can't help it because they're like NPCs to the universe. They're just vessels that the universe uses to keep things in balance. Yeah, my phone died too, so I'm not on Instagram no more. My bad to people watching me on Instagram. My phone died. But yeah, so we talked about Mercury being stationary, the second. So December 14th, we start the day off with a 2% waxing crescent moon. The moon rising at 9:13 a.m. and setting at 6:09 p.m. We're in the Capricorn zodiac energy with it. The sunrise at 7:13 a.m. and setting at 4:34 p.m. The moon and Mercury are in conjunction at 12:30 a.m. The moon would be 4.6 degrees south. Minimal angle at 12:39 a.m. with the moon being 4.6 degrees south. And no, it's not visible because we're still in the new moon phase. Our Nauth will be opposite the sun at 7:31 a.m. That's the best visibility of the year. The Geminids reached the max activity at 1:20 an hour. The Geminids come from the asteroid 3200 Phaethon. And that reigns in the Gemini constellation. So there was an asteroid over there and it left a bunch of dirt, and we just be seeing them in the sky and they look great. The evening visibility of the moon appears. So this is around the time where we'll have that New Year's in Hawaii and the 6th month of the year in Islam. The best visibility of Earthshine on the moon is just after dusk, and the moon in Albaldo will be in conjunction at 12:12 p.m. The moon will be 7.4 degrees south. On the 15th, we start the day off with a 6% waxing crescent moon. We're in the Capricorn zodiac energy with it. The North Pole of the moon is tipped into view. The puppet velets reach end of activity. The Sigma Hydrates also reach end of activity. These are meteor showers. Neptune will be the best visibility of the year. And then Moon and Pluto will be a minimal angle at 8:52 a.m. The moon will be 3.1 degrees south. Conjunction at 8:24 a.m. with the moon being 3.1 degrees south, and we'll be able to observe that at 6:12 p.m. with a 4.8 degree east southeast separation. I love it when the moon and Pluto are together. The last time the moon and Pluto were together was like, I want to say it was during one of the eclipses or September, but it was around another big celestial event. And it was like, oh shit, the moon and Pluto too. Damn. But transformations to our home space, transformations in matriarchal spaces in our life, giving thanks, to the maternal energies, the feminine energies, and this on this side and the next when it comes to the moon and Scorpio. A lot of you guys that have matriarchs, on their way out, that'll probably be the day out. And then also transformations. I mean, yeah, I said that transformations in your home space and the feminine energy and stuff like that. But also in your spiritual realm, find empowerment in those moments, because those moments can beat you. The moon can be sad, but we want to feel empowerment because the moon and Pluto is in Capricorn, bro, and that's always a good time. The Orion Nebula reaches midheaven skies at midnight, and then the sun enters draconic Sagittarius energy at 4 a.m. So the sun is the soul of the soul is officially enter Sagittarius on the 15th. On the 16th, we start the day off with a 13% waxing crescent moon. Now we're in the Aquarius zodiac energy with it. Ceres and Aries will be in conjunction at 1:42 a.m. Ceres will be 7 degrees north. Moon will be the smallest distance to the Earth. The Come Berenices will reach max activity, which is 3 an hour. The Moon and Deneb Algedi will be in conjunction at 3:21 a.m. The Moon will be 2.2 degrees south. Minimal angle at 4:12 a.m. The moon will be 2.1 degrees south-southeast, and we'll be able to observe that at 8:22 p.m. with a 6 degree southwest separation. December 17th, we're at a 22% waxing crescent moon in Aquarius zodiac. Venus and Zubin al-Janubi will be in conjunction at 6:44 p.m. Venus will be 2 degrees north, minimal angle at 6:49 a.m. Venus will be 1.9 degrees north-northeast, and we'll be able to observe that at 6:29 a.m. with a 1.9 degree north-northeast separation. Monocerotids reached the end of their activity. And the Geminids reached the activity. So those are 2 meteor showers ending. The activity of the Ursids begin, and their max activity is December 23rd, and they move at 10 an hour. And those meteor showers were left by the comet Tuttle, and they're located in the Ursa Minor constellation. So you'll find these meteor showers around the Winter Triangle. The moon and Saturn will be in conjunction at 5:18 p.m. The moon will be 3.2 degrees south. Minimal angle at 8:52 p.m. with the moon being 2.6 degrees south-southeast, and it'll be visible. So like during the month of December, it seems like the moon is more so conjuncting with the planets where it's at, and it's ascending and descending node, which is pretty cool. So more major like personal interpersonal energy, bigger energy in your spaces, because it's not the stars, it's the actual big celestial bodies. Challenges to your spaces, to your home spaces and comfort spaces on the 17th. Some of y'all might be getting pushed out, but know that it's working in your favor because we're in Aquarius. So it's going to be a lot of awareness that you needed that's going to come from that. Mercury and Cause Borealis are in conjunction at 5:58 p.m. Mercury will be 2.8 degrees north. The sun enters the Sagittarius constellation on this day. So the Draconic and the Vedic chart are about, like I told y'all, it's about a day apart from each other, for real. But yeah. So now we have officially entered Sagittarius energies. So for the next few days, you now have an alignment with your sun being in Sagittarius on the tropical, the Vedic, and the draconic chart. Use that to your advantage, especially in the realms of like manifesting things with your optimal optimism. Keep that realistic bullshit to the side for a second and just like think unrealistic and allow yourself to have that. Because, if you think about it, if a lot of people didn't think unrealistically, we wouldn't have a lot of the shit that we have today. And somebody should say that about you, decades, if not centuries from now. You know what I'm saying? So allow yourself to have that during these next few days after this. December 18th, we start the day off with a 32% waxing crescent moon. Still in the moon of building the intangible things like our mindset, our emotional set, our work ethic and stuff. We're in the Pisces energy with it. That moon actually sets at 11:11 on that day, which is cool. Um, we now have the sunrise at 7:16 and setting at 4:36. So later sunrise, later sunset. The moon and Neptune will be in conjunction on that day at 7:36 a.m. The moon will be 2.6 degrees south. So now we got the moon. The moon is in Pisces, so it's moving from that Saturn to Neptune. December 19th, we're at 43% crescent moon, still in Pisces. This is a great time for channeling and downloads, tarot readings. If you want to get a reading done by anybody you've been following, this is a good time with the moon around Neptune and stuff. The sunrise at 7:16 a.m. AM visibility of Scorpius begins, so we'll be able to start seeing the Scorpius constellation in the morning time, not at night. The first quarter moon rises at 1:40 p.m. The moon and Neptune will be at minimal angle at 8:43 a.m. The moon will be 1.9 degrees south southeast. Observe at 5:53 p.m. with a 5.1 degree east separation. So now we're on the 20th. 55% waxing gibbous moon and Aries now. New beginnings as we start to create more tangible things in our space. Mercury will be the smallest distance to the Earth, so we'll be paying special attention to our routines and habits. Leonis minorites reach max activity on this day. They move at 5 an hour. Betelgeuse, which is on the shoulder of Orion, it will be opposite the sun at 8:12 p.m. This is the best visibility of the year. It's gonna look so big and pretty. That's the orange store. And then for my sky watchers, you could spot Titan, which is Saturn's moon, south of Saturn. December 21st, now we're in the solstice. We're at 65% waxing gibbous moon. We're in the Aries energy with it. Aries moon here, new beginnings to our spiritual self. Sunrise at 7:17 a.m., setting at 4:37 p.m. Vesta is opposite the sun at 4:04 a.m. Best visibility of the year, maximum brightness at 6:39 a.m. with smallest distance to the earth at 6:45 p.m. So passion is heavy on the forefront. Check your Vesta placements this solstice so that you can be in tune, because that's what this solstice will be focused on. Vesta. Vesta is opposite the sun and smallest distance to the earth. The moon will be on ascending node, so moon is moving up. The winter solstice occurs at 10:28 p.m. The sun will reach the lowest declination. This is the shortest day of the year. Guess what? Guess how much daylight we get? These numbers mean so much to me. 9 hours and 19 minutes. Was that not made for me or for fucking what, bro? And then I feel like this day was for me, and that's just me. Okay, I'm a little self-centered. I don't give a fuck. But I feel like this day was for me because I told y'all my Vesta is in Gemini, and the Vesta enters the Gemini zodiac at 5:35 a.m. on that day. On top of the fact that we get the sunlight at 9 hours, 19 minutes. Y'all know my birthday is 9/19. Like, oh, this is for me. Thank you, solstice. So December 22nd, we start the day off with a 75% waxing gibbous moon. Now we're in the Taurus zodiac energy with it. The AM visibility of the moon begins. So start seeing the moon in the daylight. The moon and Jupiter at minimal angle at 8:21 a.m. The moon will be 1.7 degrees north-northwest, conjunction at 9:04 a.m. with the moon being 1.7 degrees north. We'll be able to observe that at 2:31 a.m. with a 4.4 west separation. Mercury will be at inferior conjunction at 1:47 p.m. with the sun at 2.1 degrees north. And this is the smallest distance to the Earth at 9:22 p.m. The evening visibility of Leo begins, so we'll be able to see that constellation. Regulus is pretty. Asteroid 9 Metis reaches the highest point in the sky at midnight in the Gemini constellation, so you'll be able to catch that, John. December 23rd is the waxing gibbous moon, still in the moon of building, and we're really manifesting here in that Taurus moon. Sunrise at 7:18 and setting at 4:38 p.m. You finally see Vesta. Vesta is so pretty. It's so bright right now. The moon and Uranus are at minimal angle at 9:01 a.m. The moon is 1.8 degrees north northwest conjunction at 9:38 a.m. with the moon being 1.9 degrees north. Observe at 3:21 a.m. with a 4.3 degree west northwest separation. Progressive energy to your home space. Comet Berenices reach in activity. The Ursus reach max activity at 10 an hour. The moon covers Delta Ariadis in the Aries constellation, which is a red clump star. So the moon might be giving off a red aura about itself. Venus will be entering the draconic Scorpio energy at 4:30 a.m. The sun will be entering Capricorn zodiac. So now we have broken up the Sagittarius triangle there, but that will be happening at 5:30 a.m. And then Eros will be entering Pisces constellation at 6 a.m. So now, we have that set up with Eros entering the spiritual realm. Love, we love. December 24th, 91% waxing gibbous moon. We have a Taurus moon on Christmas, y'all. Sunrise at 7:19 a.m., setting at 4:38 p.m. The moon and Pleiades are going to be in conjunction on this day. Oh, that's very magical. We love it here. Okay, Santa Claus, Christmas spirit. Some of y'all might be having a little miracle. Learn how to rise above some of y'all wounds on this evening. Please check on your strong friends. Some of them don't do well around Christmas Eve and Christmas. That moon of Pleiades is the mourning sisters, the wombs and stuff like that. So be mindful of that too. And y'all home spaces, please comfort people who are grieving. And if you are one of those grievers, you have to learn how to pull yourself out of this pattern that you allow yourself to succumb to every darkness. The darkness is for you to learn how to trust, rest, rejuvenate yourself. It's not for all this mourning and all this stuff. It's to strengthen you. Roots have to be strong. Roots grow in darkness. Ain't no sunlight in the soil, bro. Roots are the strongest part of any fucking plant. The roots are the strongest because they have to go through all that pressure, all that darkness. And they feel like they alone, but we all know if you hug one tree, you hug every tree on this planet because all the roots are connected, right? So they're not alone. They're not alone. It's just that period of time where you're sprouting through the seed and all that stuff like that. It seems like it until you get together. And I don't know if y'all ever watched the video on your neurotransmitters, your dendrites. Whenever you learn something new and you're creating a new memory map in your brain, those dendrites grow the same way that roots grow in the soil. And you got to remember that your brain is dark. It's darkness up there. And the further you get to the middle where the pituitary gland is and all that, the darker it gets, right? So in darkness grows the roots. You gotta resonate with that to help yourself rise above this. This can't keep being a pattern in your space. Don't get comfortable here. That's not the goal. And overstand that like it's draining to you. It's draining to the collective, not just the people in your physical space around you all the time, but like the physical cloud. There's people that randomly start crying and feeling your sadness because you over there not rising. Be mindful. Your energy is bigger than you. It's bigger than the people you find yourself around in the physical all the time. Especially as more and more people come more alignment with the spiritual cloud. You get what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to deal with your sadness. I'm over here all the way in Mexico under the sun crying for no fucking reason. But yeah, that's Moon and Pleiades for you. The east side of the moon, Mercury, is tipped into view. Mars is entering the draconic Sagittarius energy at 5:30 a.m. and Mercury enters the Sagittarius zodiac at 5 a.m. So you have a nice transit between Mars and Mercury on the draconic and the tropical chart, and that's a good time. December 25th, 96% waxing gibbous moon. We're almost to a full moon. We're in Gemini with it. The moon and Aldebaran will be in conjunction at 12 a.m. The equation of time, which is the solar time minus the mean solar time, which is the sundial time minus the watch time, equals 0. So the sun transits at 11:59 a.m. So the sundials actually show the correct time this day if you just so happen to own a sundial and want to use it. The comet 62P Tushishanaman passes perihelion, which is the closest point to the sun, which is at 5:30 a.m. So that's kind of like, Santa Claus going across the sky with his sleigh, sprinkling all the ancient cosmic energy down upon us. That's what comets do. December 26th, they had a 99% waxing gibbous moon in Gemini with it. The sunrise at 7:20 and setting at 4:39. The AM visibility of Pan-STARRS C 2021 S3 begins. Ursids reach the end of their activity. The max north declination of the lunar cycle is at 4:49 p.m. The moon in Teja posterior at minimal angle at 5:11 p.m. The moon will be 5.1 degrees north. Conjunction at 6:24 p.m. with the moon being 5.1 degrees north, and we'll be able to observe that at 5:31 p.m. with a 5.1 degree north separation. The full moon will be at 7:34 p.m. Earth will be between the moon and the sun. This is also called the cold moon, the moon for before the Yule, long night's moon, or the oak moon. In 2024, our cold moon will be on December 15th, if anybody wants to know that. Venus also enters Scorpio constellation on the 26th at 5:45 a.m. December 27th, we're at 100% Wan and gibbous moon. So now we're in the moon of cleansing. We're starting off in the Cancer energy. So we're starting off in the third eye with the cleansing. Bringing us back to that moon energy, all that wound healing we had to do with all the placements that the moon was nearby all month. Now we're wrapping it up. Teja posterior is opposite the sun at 2:20 a.m. Best visibility of the year. Mercury and Mars are at minimal angle at 4:27 p.m. Mercury is 3.6 degrees north, conjunction at 9:34 p.m. Mercury is 3.6 degrees north. Notice will but not be visible because I told y'all Mercury is in this quote unquote new moon phase. Habits here, being motivated to clean up your habits, organize self, be motivated in that area. The moon and Castor are minimal angle at 11:59 p.m. The moon will be 5.3 degrees south. Castor is the star in the Gemini twins constellation. Asteroid 5 Astrea lying in Orion's constellation will reach highest point midnight opposite the sun. And then also Psyche enters the Capricorn zodiac on the tropical chart at 6 a.m. December 28th, we start the day off with a 99% Wan and gibbous, moon rising at 6:09 and setting at 9. We're still in the Cancer zodiac. Sunrise at 7:20, setting at 4:41. The moon in Castor, which is the Gemini twin, is in conjunction at 2:41 a.m. The moon will be 5.4 degrees south. South polar moon is tipped into view at 3:05 a.m. The AM visibility of Ceres begins. No, it is not visible at night, just in the morning. So it's just letting you know that it's almost time for harvest as we come to the other side of the darkness. So you'll start noticing that we'll slowly start getting more time of sunlight, even though it's still cold. But the more time of sunlight is just to like start warming us up and getting us ready. Moon in Pollux is minimal angle at 6:36 a.m. The moon is 2.3 degrees south southwest. Conjunction at 8:10 a.m. The moon will be 2.4 degrees south. This will be visible. The activity of the quadrants begin. Max activity is January 4th. They move at 120 an hour. So that's going to be a fun one to watch. Spot Titan, which is Saturn's moon north of Saturn. Comet 62P reaches peak brightness, and Mars enters the Sagittarius constellation at 5:45 a.m. So being motivated in your vortex, ambition going towards your sacral chakra in your vortex. So during that period of time would be like a nice return for how disciplined or lack thereof discipline you've had in your Sagittarius energy. December 29th is 96% Wan and gibbous moon. We are in Leo now. The moon and Persepi will be in conjunction. So even though we're in the Leo zodiac, we're still in the Cancer constellation. So Persepi is the star in the Cancer constellation near the eye. We're speaking on intuition here. It's a great day to catch downloads. And then I love is 1229. 2 plus 9 equals 11. It's mastery there. The AM visibility of Mercury begins. The cluster NGC 2232 is at this highest point in the sky at midnight from the Monoceros constellation. And then Mercury enters the Scorpio constellation at 6 a.m. Transformations to your habits, routine, mindset, moral, and ethical code. Feel empowered to invoke and speak on them here. We're learning how to speak things into existence, especially as we lead up to the New Year's where people are coerced socially to speak the things they want into existence. Now, December 30th, we're at 91% getting widening gibbous moon, still cleansing the physical things out of our space. Leo zodiac energy. The Rosette Nebula in the Monoceros constellation is at this highest point in the sky. Venus will be entering the Sagittarius zodiac. So now our mindset is on that expansion and our heart chakras. December 31st is the Juan gibbous moon, still in Leo. The sunrise at 7:21, sunset at 4:43. The moon and Regulus are in conjunction. So Regulus is that star of riches. It's one of the four horsemen stars in the Leo constellation. So bringing riches and abundance here on December 31st as we get ready to blow that cinnamon out. Make sure you got the collard greens and them black eyed peas on the stove because the moon and Regulus ain't here to play. Feel me? They're going to be in conjunction at 4:06 a.m. The moon will be 3.3 degrees north. Minimal angle at 8:24 a.m. The moon will be 2.7 degrees north-northeast. We'll be able to observe that at 6:34 a.m. with a 2.9 degree north-northeast separation. So make sure y'all really focus on y'all abundance because the stars are in alignment for y'all to have that December 31st, y'all. Venus and Dashuba are in conjunction on this day as well. At 2:08 a.m. Venus will be 4 degrees north. Dashuba we know is that Scorpius energy. Speak what you want into your space, with confidence. Align your heart chakra and solar chakra there. Jupiter will also be stationary at 9:29 a.m. before it enters prograde. So Jupiter is like, wait a minute. Let me get myself right before y'all enter January 1st. Hold on. So now we got the Sagittarius energy, our generosity moving at a regular speed as we enter January 1st and speak what we want into existence. January 1st, we start off the day with a 77. We love them sevens. Juan and gibbous moon. See how the numbers and stars are in our favor? Now we're in Virgo. Oof. That New Year's is for me. I feel like this stuff is for me. Y'all know I love Leo and Virgo. These holidays are for me. The sun sets at 4:44 on January 1st, and 4 is my favorite number. Sirius is opposite the sun at 2:30 a.m. Venus and Graphius will be in conjunction at 2:30 a.m. Venus is 1 degree north. Minimal angle at 6:41 a.m. Venus is 0.9 degrees north-northeast. And we'll be able to observe that at 6:31 a.m. with a 0.9 degree north-northeast separation. Venus and Dashuba are at minimal angle as well. 7:41 p.m. Venus will be 3.9 degrees north-northeast. Observe that at 5:11 a.m. with a 4 degree north-northeast separation. So we know Graphius and Dashuba are both stars in the Scorpius constellation. Transformations to your heart space, y'all. The moon will be the furthest distance to the earth at 11 a.m. So far away. Mercury will be stationed at 8:47 p.m. and begin its prograde motion. So by the end of the evening of January 1st, you guys Mercurian energy will be back to normal. Enjoy. We love it here. So some things to look out for is Uranus will be stationary January 27th at 2:51 a.m. The full moon will be January 25th is Cancer, and Cancer will be opposite the sun. Pluto will be the furthest from the Earth January 22nd. The sun will be conjunct on January 20th. Juno will be stationary before the retrograde. We know Juno is that Hera energy. So some of y'all gonna be breaking up with your who you picked this year for cuffing season. Some people getting cut, and that happens on January 14th. The latest sunrise of the year will be January 5th at 7:21 a.m. The new moon will be January 11th, 111, which is, I love those numbers, 111, 7. Saturn will be in Southwest Aquarius. The rings will drop out of our sight by 9 degrees in the month of December. We're getting to a space where we won't be able to see Saturn's rings for a little bit. Venus spends the month receding from Earth. The winter solstice is 12:21. The sun appears at its furthest south on the celestial sphere and begins its journey northward. You'll be able to find comets 12P Pons Brooks passing Vega Star, comet 144P Kushida passing between Jupiter and Uranus in Aries. You'll find comet 62P east north of Regulus, which is the star in the Leo constellation. So once Leo makes itself visible to us, you'll be able to see that comet, and that comet returns every 6.2 years. So enjoy that one. Meteor shower peaks. December 2nd is the one from the Phoenix constellation. December 6th is from the Cassiopeia constellation. December 7th is the Puppet Velets. December 9th is the Monoceros. December 12th is the Sigma Hydrates. December 14th to the 15th is the Geminids. December 16th is the Come Berenices. December 12th is the Leonis Minores. And December 23rd is the Ursids. Those are all the peak dates to look for our constellations. Remember, the winter triangle begins to rise in the skies, starting with Betelgeuse and Orion, Procyon and Canis Minor, and Sirius and Canis Major, and Monoceros. Meteor showers, you can find them over there as well. And then the Ursids, the Sigma Hydrates, there's a couple other meteor showers you're going to find around that triangle too. That's nice because the triangle is here for creation. And then you got meteor showers around it. Also reminding you, like, just as above, so is below. So like how we have April showers bring May flowers, on a physical level, that's what we have above. So in the cosmos, when we're dealing with the ultimate darkness, whereas in that realm we're dealing with light because we're dealing with Aries season and blooming and blossom and sunlight. Now we're dealing with darkness, so it's the cosmic showers bringing May flowers. So right now we're rooting ourselves in the cosmos because that's where it's raining at. That's where all the showers are at. The meteor showers are going into the darkness to allow our seeds and our roots to grow. That's why you got to stop using the darkness to allow it to depress you, because you're weakening your roots. When it comes time for you to flower and bloom and blossom, you ain't gonna be able to do it correctly or appreciate it correctly because you over here being depressed in the darkness instead of being strengthened. And trust the meteor showers to give you the minerals and the vitamins you need that you can't see, but you got to know they're there. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got for y'all. Giving y'all some transit dates again before I let y'all go, because I'm finna let y'all go. It's way past my bedtime. The sun enters Draconic Sagittarius December 15th, Capricorn Zodiac December 23rd, and Sagittarius Constellation December 17th. Venus enters the Draconic Scorpio energy December 23rd around 4:30 a.m., Scorpio Zodiac December 5th, Sagittarius Zodiac December 30th, and Scorpio Constellation December 26th. Remember, the zodiacs is tropical, that's mindset. Constellations is Vedic, that's your vibrations, your vortex. Draconic is your soul. Mars enters Draconic Sagittarius December 24th at 5:30 a.m. Sagittarius constellation December 28th. Peace, peace, goddess. Mercury enters Capricorn Zodiac December 2nd, Sagittarius Zodiac December 24th, and Scorpio constellation December 29th. Vesta enters Gemini Zodiac December 21st. Eros enters Pisces Zodiac December 9th, Pisces constellation December 23rd. Psyche enters Capricorn Zodiac December 27th, and Sagittarius constellation December 11th. And that's what I got for y'all for the planetary forecast. You already know the astrological, astronomical updates is returning because now I got my notes for the rest of the motherfucking month. We out here, and you'll be seeing those in alignment with the mathematics of the day, and the herb of the day, and the crystal of the day, and the affirmation of the day. I'm trying to get myself aligned in comment and content. It's really not the creation of the content; it's all the editing and meta platforms be hating on me and stuff. And so that's what really makes it all take long. But it's neither here nor there. I'm getting it together under this Virgo moon energy and organizing myself and stuff like that. But if you would like a full panel astrology or numerology reading, if you would like for them to be placed inside your chakras, like I did, like I do with the planetary forecast, I'm here for it. Reach out to me. I am an energy awareness coach. I do one-time readings, which I enjoy doing one-time readings, but I actually prefer to do the therapy sessions. Oh, it's 2:22, y'all. Deep breath. I enjoy doing the therapy sessions even more so because in the therapy sessions I get to like really get into the aspects and things of that nature with you by concentrating on each sephiro of yourself and the different celestial bodies in that particular sephiro. Like para ejemplo, let me give you an example. So here, Scorpio. So for one therapy session, we would focus on Scorpio. We would focus on all the placements you have here, the other water placements you have in Cancer and Pisces, because water supports each other. We would get into the sextile placements, the square placements, and all that stuff like that, all with this. So you can really get a grasp on what's happening in the masculine side of your solar plexus chakra and how it affects other energies around you and how it has affected other energies around you. And, depending on how many placements you have, how many aspects, we might have to go through your Scorpio for 3 sessions or 4 sessions. It really depends on your personal placements and how you got it set up. And then I can do the therapy sessions through your tropical, Vedic, draconic, natal, progressive with the transit. If you are in couples therapy and you want to do synastry charts with your person or your children or your family members or your business partners or all that stuff like that, it all lines up like that. And that's how I do the therapy sessions, which is something I prefer to do so y'all can get it like thoroughly, like this is this and that is that or whatever. Is there any significance to one person's draconic sun being exactly conjunct to another's natal sun? Oh, yes, that person, it awakens your soul, your spirit. So the kind of experiences that your soul is having, their thoughts are having. So a lot of things that they think is very attractive to like where your soul is at. You might find them, them being able to, especially if they've risen above their experiences and have gotten the knowledge, maybe they could help your son, your yeah, your soul's experiences. If you need that level of assistance, y'all could be each other's accountability partners between their thoughts and your soul. That's cool. Yeah, I would imagine you being in love with him. That's crazy invocation right there, baby. That's cool. That's cool. Be mindful of his progressive though, because his progressive can affect how he's affecting your draconic and your progressive too, because right now y'all just touching each other's natal charts. Y'all touching each other, how y'all was born, how y'all came here through the realm, but not but and there's little things that be happening here and there, because we don't just move like this, we move like this. Everything moves like this. Nothing moves like this. We all move like this. Even when you're driving in the car, you're driving in and out of lanes. Everything moves like this, right? So your relationship moves like this. And you get in tune with the progressive chart so you can see the different elements that's affecting it moving like this. All right. Also, Let's Nobody's in alignment with body and yoni essentials. If you guys like handmade soaps and body products and yoni products and all those things like that, I love my girlfriend Danielle. Also, I'm the vice president of JDL Enterprise. If you guys want to become a safe space certified, so this is another way you guys can get in tune with my course and my energy awareness course and what I do. So I'm the vice president, but I'm also a professor in JDL Enterprise. So while you're getting certified to become a safe space, you get a little bit of a taste of my energy awareness program, as I do teach some classes in that program. I am safe space certified. I'm in my third year of my certification. I'm in the third level. I've passed phase 3, and highly recommend it. I feel like the safe space came at a really good time in my life, a very trying time in my life, and I'm grateful. I don't know where I would be if I didn't have that group of people around me now. Highly recommend it. And again, you guys want classes with me, learning more about what I know, and praises be to Mahatma for creating this. As you know, it's a lot of different things that she teaches, a lot of different cleanses and things that you go through in this program. Fucking phenomenal. And I look forward to growing more and more in my syllabus and in the syllabus of JDL Enterprises. But yeah, this is a whole vibe here. And as you know, Cosmic Nobody's Convention is a 360 event. And right now we're still in nomination phase. And I got to get myself together in the marketing department. I've been dropping a bomb. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. And I don't know why the sovereignty seance is still up there. Y'all see, I haven't updated the end of this, John. But make sure y'all nominate y'all healers. And if y'all need the link for the nominations, reach out and I'll give you the link so you can nominate different people. I have so many categories up there, from like business owner to musician to whatever, what have you. Also, Naganetter, he does radio play. He has a YouTube page. Please make sure y'all subscribe to the brother Naganetter. He does his inspirational thoughts, which are really dope. I really appreciate them. He does advertising. He plays music on the radio station. He also makes graphic designing for you and stuff like that. He's really good at what he does. So reach out to the brother. Also, if you need a sound shaman, DJ Archie Angle or Kamal the Chakra DJ, one of my favorite DJs. He's very good for spiritual events and festivals and things like that. He's really good at what he does. And he's also a Virgo. He's very meticulous with what the fuck he does. You hear me? He does not play around with the motherfucking frequencies and sounds. He's very good. He does sound healing. He is a sound healer. And like I said, Cosmic Nobody's University has teamed up with JDL Enterprises. So for the most part, I think that's what it's going to be. I think that my course is just going to be lined up with JDL. I don't need anything separate, like outside of that. If you want to take the extra classes to get an extra certification in my shit, you can. Otherwise, just stick with JDL, and you have like me on the one-on-one things and me in the group things or whatever. Um, I feel like that's my way of moving into that professor dome thing within a school or whatever, what have you. And so that's what I want to do. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to consolidate my energy because I feel so spread out. The Cosmic Coven, let me know if y'all want to join the spiritual support group. And here go the stars in the sky. And that's what I got for y'all. I love y'all so much. Thank y'all. Yes, I'm working on not being so hard on myself. That's something that I'm healing. It's the Virgo in me. His nodes are in Pisces Virgo. Oh, I love it here. That's a nice node situation because you're taking your, I don't know which one is north or south, but whichever one is south is his comfort zone. He has to take that comfort zone and bring it into the next space. So coming from a physical harvest to believing, or coming from belief into harvest, whew, that's a vibe. But I love you, Cosmic Nobodies. Please share this video to people who would like to know what's happening in the cosmos during the month of December and want a little cheat sheet for January. Make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube page because I do daily astronomical updates to remind y'all what's happening in the cosmos. And I also do daily mathematics to bring the numerology into the space. Gematria alignment happening real soon. Oh yeah, there's something I also wanted to show y'all because y'all know as I learn, we learn. So I found an ephemeris for hold on, this is a big one too. This one. So I really like this because like this has so many damn asteroids, and it even has like 1,000. You can have up to 1,000 asteroids on this bitch. So y'all know in the Kepler belt that we don't even know how many asteroids is in the Kepler belt for real. But like, there's so many here. You got Pluto, Charon, Ceres, Almea, Eris, Makemake. I don't even know what a GAL center is, but that sounds like we all be meeting there. The Great Attractor, Virgo cluster. Chiron, Pholus, Nisus, Apsilus, Chariclo, Hylanome, Elatus, Therius, Pelion, all of these Chaos, Erewhon, Albion, Orius, Ixion, Typhon. Yeah, and that's what's going to start happening on our maps too. More firmament. It's going to be more and more firmament. And that's the crazy thing. That's the thing that be blowing me. Like, why y'all keep lying about the space map? And I think it's because the powers that be, I don't think they're that smart. I don't think that they're smart to the point where they're intentionally holding information. I think they really don't understand a lot of the shit that they be looking at. And their hubris is in the way of them admitting that. And I've noticed that, especially since COVID, because I worked in healthcare when that began, and I got to see firsthand how motherfuckers be acting like they know what's going on. They don't know what's going on, but they're going to save face because they don't want people to panic. So, they lie. They not necessarily lie, but the way the maps is set up is not upper space, it's outer space. So as we're literally discovering more and more firmaments in our outer space, but our brains can't fathom how everything is shaped. It's not a perfect sphere. It's not a flat circle. It's not none of the shit people be making up in their head. Like, look at your body. Your body is not a rectangle. Your body is not a circle. It's not, what shape is that? We don't fucking know, bro. Like, and when you think about how your body is, like, you can't even fathom how the fuck is your body even together right now. Like, yeah, it's condensed atoms, but let's talk about it. You got like 5 different the main elements are all condensed in your body, combined by hydrogen bonds, yet somehow you still look like a physical firmament with a bone structure, and you're not walking jelly. Like, what the fuck, bro? Are you for real? Like, do you pay attention to anatomy or your biology or chemistry? Yeah, they made all these funky terms to try to make sense of it, but when you really think about what you're saying, nigga, that shit don't make sense. Like, bro, we defy fucking shit that our brain is supposed to fathom, bro. We are magic. We are magic. So it's like the more you expose yourself to your personal firmaments, the more you'll find yourself in spaces, especially if we do it as a collective. The more we're discovering ourselves, and I love that you guys are keeping journals about your church and your personal firmaments. Make sure you keep journals about your experience with other plants, not just planets, but also other plants and animals, and your experience with your own personal body. Pay attention to your body and what your body's doing. Do create some Reiki type thoughts with your body and create that relationship. I will say that breaking my leg, it brought back a Reiki relationship. I've had a Reiki relationship with my body for a long period of time because that was just my coping mechanism in my child abuse. But like being an adult, breaking my leg, it brought me back to that Reiki mindset of, okay, this is what my body looks like on the inside, and when I inhale, I'm bringing this and I'm doing that. When I eat this is doing that, and it's going over there. Like I had to recreate Reiki mindset, and it was helping me heal, and I could literally feel it helping me heal. And so, like, and it was because I'm going to the doctors and they're like commenting, like, bro, what? Yeah, I'm magic, ho. I know I'm magic. So when you magic and you move like that, you can make shit pop off. And people are gonna think you crazy, but that's a part of the game. It's people out here that's literally here to make you feel like you're crazy, so that you don't do what you're supposed to do. That's a part of the pushback. That's a part of the game. So play the current. But I like this website. Did I copy and paste this in the chat already? I'm about to copy and paste it again, if I didn't already. But this is the link for all these. It's serennu.com, serennu.com, and that join that has like all these. Look at all of these asteroids, and these not even everything. I see Nemesis up here, Persephone. I love Persephone. Right now Persephone is in Scorpio. Ooh, that's sexy. Persephone is in Scorpio. Hybris, Eros, Photographica, Achilles is in Leo right now. And Achilles is in retrograde in Leo right now. That's wild. Sphinx is in Leo in retrograde. Arachne, that spider type energies in Gemini and retrograde. You got all of this. This is cool. Osiris is in Sagittarius. Of course, Osiris is in Sagittarius because Sirius star rises at the end of this month, right? Icarus is in Capricorn. Aphrodite is in Capricorn. Child is in Scorpio. So we back to that inner child energy with the Scorpio energy. Heracles is in Pisces. Narcissus is in Scorpio. Y'all gonna be acting up this month. Y'all is acting up this month. And I'm acting up this month too, so I ain't even judging y'all. Everybody acting up. And if you got any Virgo placements, I know Lilith is activating all of that shit. Chronos is in Cancer. So this is a really good website, and like I said, you could tap into like 1,000 asteroids. They say you gotta log in. I didn't log in or nothing, so I don't know if it's free to get those 1,000 asteroids. But this is a really good. It goes based upon the ephemeris that goes till 2099. But there's an ephemeris out that goes all the way to 2650. It's just a matter of you finding a proper website to decode it. Some of these websites that are supposedly decoding the ephemeris, which is this mathematics that, mathematical equations that, look at the past placements of these asteroids and the speed and all that stuff like that to predict where they'll be at in the future. But if you a lot of the websites be a little off, so I like to and that's why it takes me so long to deliver this energy, this knowledge to y'all, because I be on I lose at this point. I've lost count how many books, websites, and all the notebooks that I've created through my journey doing planetary forecasts. How much stuff I go through to give you guys a planetary forecast. But I love it here, and I go through a lot of the different ephemeris, and I compare and contrast and stuff before I come to y'all with my final production. And I'm trying to teach myself the math so that I could just do the math myself, and do that like that, because that's the goal. But yeah, that's it. I love y'all, and I have work in a little while, so I'm finna just force a nap upon myself. And I'll see y'all tomorrow for the tomorrow mathematics, and I'll also see you tonight, tomorrow night for the hump day reading. So I guess for the hump day reading, because I'm still in the spirit of numbers, let's keep it with the numbers and the Lilith placements tomorrow. Y'all bring y'all Lilith placements tomorrow, and we'll chat about that. Okay. We know you work hard for us. I love y'all too. And it ain't even like no strenuous, like crazy, nothing. I really love what I do. I really do. I love to learn and I love to talk about it. This is my Vesta. I'm in my Vesta when I'm here with y'all. So thank y'all for allowing me and giving me space and trust to be in my Vesta in y'all space. All right. Lilith and Pisces. All right. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, Wednesday. I don't know what time yet, but I will see you there. And we can talk about y'all Lilith placements and stuff. Peace, y'all.